Yo, what's going on to everybody out there, man? Big shout out to the boxing world. Whether you're from Australia, whether you're from the United States, whether you're from London, whether you're from Europe, wherever you're from, Japan, anywhere. Hey, listen, man, you're welcome to Rap Star Boxing. Now, let me tell you this. Today's live is about the newcomers. Today's live is about the fucking fighters that we're talking about now, which are coming up. I'm done with Errol Spence and I'm done with Terence Crawford. The guys that are coming for the smoke is Jarrett Boot Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. These are two young lions that have made a name for themselves across the pond. The number one and number two fighter out there after Terence Crawford and Errol Spence is Jarrett Boot Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. These are two guys right now that are dominant. Two young guys that are making a name for themselves. Which one of these guys is the real deal? When you watch both of them, which one do you think is going to become the master and the champion who's going to beat the other guy? Who do you believe beats the man right now? Now we're going to talk about it. Jarrett Boot Ennis, I think he comes from Philly. The man from Texas, Virgil Ortiz. These are two guys that are matched up. And who wins that fight? Who's a better fighter in your eyes? When you watch boxing and your eye test and you see a fighter coming up, what fighter do you think is all round a better fighter? And why? It all depends how you look at it, but we're going to talk about it on today's live. So, yo, smash that like button, support the channel. You know, I just woke up. It's Wednesday, early morning. Wednesday morning today. I'm just getting my cup of tea together. You know what I mean? My voice might be a little cranky. Give me a minute. Let me have a cup of tea as I'm talking, and we're going to get cooking on today. So, Jarrett Boot Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, somebody's O has to go. One of these guys is not better than the other one. And I'll tell you this much right now, mate. The man who has the skills, the man who has the power, the man who has the durability, the man who has the killer instinct, who is it? Is Virgil Ortiz a fighter that will beat a man like Jarrett Boot Ennis? Or Jarrett Boot Ennis who can fight southpaw, orthodox? Can he be the guy who is just superior to this kind of fighter? But one of these guys is the top dog. One of these guys is the man who's going to take over boxing. Which man is it? Is it Boots or is it Virgil Ortiz? Now let's break it down. And you look at both of these fighters today. They're both similar in age. And I think Virgil Ortiz is how many fights he had? 19 fights? I'm not sure. Let me check. I think he's 19-0. Jarrett Boot Ennis has had more fights. He's 29-0. Jarrett Boot Ennis has had more fights than Virgil Ortiz. He's had 10 more fights than Virgil Ortiz has. So he's got more fights in his resume. Virgil Ortiz has got 19 fights, where Jarrett Boot Ennis has got 29 fights. Now, who's got a better resume? Who's the fighter that's been fighting better names? Who's the fighter that's took better challenges out of these two guys? These two young cats, which fighter has really challenged himself so far? Well, let's have a look at their resume. Now, you know that Jarrett Boot Ennis, he fought Thomas Delone. Jarrett Boot Ennis beat Sergio Lipinay, right? Yeah, he beat Clayton. He recently just beat an unbeaten American fighter called Clayton. And then he beat a guy called Chris Van Harden, which, you know, is not really is just a gatekeeper. But Jarrett Boot Ennis has been fighting some guys. Let's have a look at Virgil Ortiz. Who has Virgil Ortiz been stepping in the ring with, bro? I know that he had a fight with Samuel Vargas, Maurice Hooker. Virgil Ortiz fought Velasquez, right? And just recently he beat our boy, McKinson, which was an unbeaten fighter. So at this point, who's got a better resume right now in boxing? I might have to go with Virgil Ortiz. I might have to go with Virgil Ortiz, who's got a better resume than Jarrett Boot Ennis. Virgil Ortiz has fought a fighter or two at this moment better than Jarrett Boot Ennis. But let's have a look at these guys when they fight and how they're looking. Who has shown vulnerabilities right now? Who has shown weaknesses up to this point? Now, for me, at the end of the day, yes, Virgil Ortiz did get touched up against Velasquez. Yes, Virgil Ortiz was getting touched up and punched against Velasquez. Even Maurice Hooker was able to catch Virgil Ortiz. Now, Virgil did really well. Once he gets caught, he comes back like an animal and he beats the fuck out of you. Once Virgil Ortiz gets caught, let me tell you something about Virgil. If you touch him, you better get ready because he'll turn it up a notch. And when Virgil smells blood or he gets hurt, he don't fuck about. He comes back like an animal. He will fuck you up. Virgil Ortiz will fuck you up, bro. I'm telling you. If you think that you're going to get away with touching Virgil, once Virgil gets touched, he turns into an animal. That's another thing that you got to recognize about Virgil Ortiz. But Jarrett Boot Ennis doesn't even get touched much. I haven't even seen Jarrett Boot Ennis even anywhere near getting punched or hurt. And Jarrett Boot Ennis has got power in both hands. This guy is knocking people out. Once he hurts you, he ends you. Once he hurts you, he will end you. Jarrett Boot Ennis has got smart ring IQ. He fights from a distance and then he brings it to you. Virgil Ortiz is a pressure fighter. Virgil Ortiz will come with his jab to the body, to the head, and he be consistent. At this point, Jarrett Boot Ennis is a fighter, though, looks more slick. Jarrett Boot Ennis is slick. He's more slick than Virgil Ortiz. But look, I can't see who's in the chat right now. Give me a minute. Give me a second, yeah? And let me come back to the chat. Hey, yo, somebody come and cook. I just got to do something. Yeah, let me have a look at who's in the chat, right? Give me a minute and let me have a look at who's in the chat. Yo, yo, yo. Big shout out to Consolary. Yes, man. What's happening, bro? Bacon and eggs. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Yes, mate. What's happening, bacon and eggs? How you doing, bro? It's fucking cold out here. It's fucking cold on Wednesday morning. Con says the answer is Boot Ennis. Consolary says that the answer is Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis will beat Virgil Ortiz. Boots Ennis is too smart and too slick. Con says that Boots Ennis will beat Virgil Ortiz, bro. Although I like Ortiz. Bacon and Egg says I prefer Ortiz. Yes, man, my brethren. Rider of the storm. Wagwan. What you say, Rider? Fratnell House, what's happening, bro? Preach. Jarrett Boot Ennis for Jose. Jose says he's got Jarrett Boot Ennis, bro. Ennis don't wait. Was he say Ennis don't waste it on Ennis don't waste his punches? Yes, boxing with Frank. What's happening, bro? I gotta say, I'm going with Virgil. Boxing with Frank is going with Virgil Ortiz. Virgil has the more notable names on McKinson and the top 10 147s at this time. Off to see a man about a dog. Go on, bro. Steven says Tyson Fury says that if Usyk doesn't fight him, then he's gonna fight Joe Joyce. I like that fight. Steven, I like that fight, bro. I like that fight for Tyson Fury and Joe Joyce more than anything else. Joe Joyce deserves a big fight now. It's about time, Steven, Joe Joyce fights the big boys. Whether it's Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury is the dog. He's the top dog out of all of them, bro. We don't know if Boots can take a punch. That's a good one, though. We don't know if Jarrett Boot Ennis can take a punch. We don't. We don't know if Jarrett Boot Ennis can really take a punch right now. We know that Jarrett Boot Ennis can fight. He got the skills. But can Jarrett Boot Ennis take it? We know that Virgil Ortiz can take a punch. But we don't know if Jarrett Boot Ennis can take the smoke. Now, we know that Jarrett Boot Ennis is 10 out of 10 giving that smoke. That Jarrett Boot Ennis is 10 out of 10 when it comes to giving it out. But can Jarrett Boot Ennis take it? That's the question, you know. It's all right to say Jarrett Boot Ennis in this and Jarrett Boot Ennis that. But you ain't seen Jarrett Boot Ennis in anything that tells you really what he's made of. At least with Virgil Ortiz, you've seen him in adversity with Kavaliauskas. You've seen that Virgil, he comes back fast, strong, and very hard. You know that Virgil can take a punch because he's been in that situation. But we don't know what Jarrett Boot Ennis can take. We've seen what he can give. We know that Jarrett Boot Ennis's boxing skills are great, but what can he take? But go on, Frank. What's happening, bro?
Yo, what's up, Rap? Another good subject, man. You're killing it with the subjects. Yesterday was a good one with the crew,
Yesterday was
Shakira.
let me tell you about yesterday. Yesterday we got thousands and thousands of what's it called in the chat. That's the most analytics people who spoke in my live was yesterday.
Yeah, man, that's why I called it the lowest hanging fruit. But I mean, hey, you do what you got to do, right? I mean, it's your show.
No, what I mean is we got the most numbers in analytics for people in the chat to actually write in comments.
Engagement, yeah,
The
yeah, that,
engagement was on another level yesterday, bro.
yeah. Well, when you touch on those type of touchy subjects, you know, people get very emotional, which I mean is good. I like you. That's why I like Rap show. It's free smoke. Rap don't censor. Rap don't play favorites. Big ups. I respect, man.
No, I got love for all of you, bro.
Yeah, man, I see that. You don't play favorites. You don't let people fanboy. You know, you check
Even
everybody.
we even give Mirage his
Oh
fucking
my, yeah,
time.
the dude's been kicked from everywhere.
So
But
yeah, but what do you think about this, right? You know, Jarrett Boot Ennis has made a big name. Virgil Ortiz seems to be a bigger name, right? Because he
yeah,
beat McKinson in England. A lot more people know Virgil Ortiz right now more than Boots. But as when you look at the eye test, and I really want you to break it down, Frank, as a
uh-huh.
boxing fan. When you look at the eye test coming up where they are today, which fighter do you think has what skills better than each other? Do you think you can break that down?
Yeah, I mean, just being a boxing fan, I'm always partial to the big puncher, to the a certain style like Virgil's 19-0, 19 KOs. He's gonna walk you down. He throws to the body. Ennis is more flashy. He's your more prototypical boxer puncher in the vein of Mayweather. He probably hits a little harder than Mayweather. They both have defensive flaws. People pointed out that Boots has been rocked before on his way coming up. They both show flashes of brilliance, but I mean, we still don't know much, man. I hate crowning people. I hate I'm not ready to crown people before they've proven it. You know, um, it's just I've seen too many fighters fall by the wayside. Do you remember a guy named Panchito Bajado?
Who?
Panchito Bajado.
I don't remember him, Frank.
Okay, the last one, Jose Benavidez.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be a superstar. Adrian Broner. I mean, we've talked about him several times. I mean, we just don't know, man. I mean, it's so easy. I mean, I remember Boots Ennis is probably the closest to Adrian Broner, just with that style, kind of flashy, explosive style. And look what happened to AB. Now, Boots doesn't have those kind of doesn't seem to have those kind of issues, but he is a big boy, and he probably will grow out 147 really soon. I mean, same with Virgil. That's why Virgil had the weight problems. But we don't know. But stylistically, I think more people pick Boots just because he's a little more flashy. He has that Broner Mayweather style, and people are a little not so high on Virgil because, like you said, he's been touched up. But I haven't really seen any weaknesses in Virgil as well.
Now, do you like when I said that? Look, we can see that one who looks more skilled is
right.
Jarrett Boot Ennis, but the one we don't know whether he can take it. We don't know what's going to happen to Jarrett Boot Ennis once he takes a Virgil Ortiz punch to the face.
Hey, you know what?
Because what we know about Virgil is Virgil's been punched by Velasquez straight flush.
Yes.
We've seen Virgil can take punches. Now we've seen Virgil come back strong from taking punches. Is the truth of Jarrett Boot Ennis going to come when somebody actually punches him in the face?
Yeah. I mean, that's always the thing, right? The chin. People say, that's why they question Ryan Garcia because he's been knocked down. But hey, you get back up. If a guy gets back up, then he obviously has a good set of whiskers. I mean, it's boxing, dude. You're going to get hit, and you're going to get hit hard. There was a guy, I remember, he was supposed to be the next Golden Boy, Victor Ortiz. Do you remember that fight when Madonna just cold cocked him? And he said, no mas?
Yep.
And people were high on Victor Ortiz. So yeah, the chin is the most questionable thing. But I mean, it's boxing, dude. I really doubt that Boots can hold up against Virgil if he got caught clean.
Do you know this is a really good one? Yeah, but this is a good one. The only way we can tell is if these guys fight common opponents, right? Now, sometimes that gives you that theory, right? I know all theories are not right, but sometimes it at least gives you opportunities to look at fighters when they fight fighters which are common opponents. Why not Boots fight Velasquez now?
I think Velasquez is at 154 now.
Oh, is he? Is he moved up?
Yeah, his last fight was at 154, I believe. He fought on the undercard of the last Showtime card. I want to say not the it was a Showtime card before the Morrell one, I want to say. No, wait, no, it was on the YouTube. It was on the YouTube undercard. Yeah. And it was a guy named Michael something, and he knocked him down a couple times. So Velasquez, who I'm watching right now, Sergey Lipinets, who's kind of a big puncher, but that was Sergey Lipinets was coming up. They brought Sergey Lipinets up to 147, and he's giving Boots the business, and he's landing some good shots. So I think that's kind of maybe a common opponent is Velasquez and Sergey Lipinets, because Lipinets comes to fight,
Yeah, I get it, but let's be honest, right? Lipinets got beaten up bad by Jarrett Boot Ennis. My thing is, you look at a fighter like Jarrett Boot Ennis, he's got better feet though. He's got good feet. He's got he fights in both stances, orthodox and southpaw, right? So
Yes.
he fights in two stances, um, you know, and he's also very, very powerful. Now, as far as looking at eye test, you'd look at Jarrett Boot and it's slightly looking better than Virgil Ortiz.
Mm-hmm.
But we've seen Virgil, he's very aggressive with his jab. And he's the second coming of Errol Spence, if you think about it, because his work rate and his punches to the head and his punches to the body, they're consistent. And the thing about Virgil, he's another guy, he punches with menace. You know, Virgil, when he punches with some emotion inside of him. You can see it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he does.
This guy punches not with logic only. He punches to fucking hurt you, like it's inside of his DNA, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He
Yeah.
puts it with bad intentions. I'm not getting off topic. Yeah, I know who Sergio Mora is, and he commentates the way he fights, which is, if you remember Sergio Mora, he fights with the very
Yeah, he fought
slick
Vernon
style.
Forrest.
Yeah, he beat St. Mosley.
Yeah.
That was, I think, his big win. He won the contender. But no, yeah, I'm aware of him. But man, like I said, I favor Virgil just because I always favor the puncher, most likely, like against better Bivol. I just or like anybody gets Inoue. And here's the thing. With Virgil, you got to be perfect for 12 rounds. So anybody says, well, he can outbox. Well, you better be a fucking great boxer, because he comes to knock you out.
Yeah, I think if Virgil catches Boots is fucked. He's in trouble.
That's anybody,
Yeah,
right?
that's anybody. Let me have a look at what's Virgil Ortiz's knockout percentage. 100%.
100%.
He's another better BF.
Is he another better BF?
Like, when he hurts you, he finishes you.
I don't think he has I think better BF pound for pound is the hardest puncher. Like, if he touches you, you're going to sleep. Like, it's just the craziest thing. Whereas Virgil, it's more of like he's going to the body. He's looking to break your body down. And if those body shots don't catch you, like he broke Mickelson's hip. Did you see that? I'm exaggerating.
I didn't know that he broke his hip.
You didn't see that? Like, he was stumbling back to the corner. He wanted to quit right there.
Yeah.
But that was an accumulation of just he was just banging on his body. Felix Trinidad used to do the same thing. It's an old school trick. You bang on a guy's hip. It's an old school trick, like I guess it's dirty. You're not supposed to do that, but that's how you slow a guy down. You kind of touch him on that hip to slow him down later on the fight. But yeah, Virgil, he doesn't take steps back. He might back up, but he's not looking to do anything off his back foot. Whereas Boots Ennis, he does it all. No, Wilder does not hit harder. Stop it. Wilder, he's like a guy that has one pitch. Yeah, if you throw that one pitch, but eventually, someone's gonna time it and get it out of there. To use a baseball term. Virgil's a destructive puncher. He's looking to place a good shot and get you out of there.
Yeah, I just think that also we got to recognize that these guys are ready to accomplish at 147, but they're also in the verge of hitting at 154. Right?
Yeah.
And we know
Ortiz
that
already didn't make weight.
Boots Ennis is pretty big for that weight.
Uh-huh.
And really and truly, they say that he was a 154 pounder and he's come to 147. Right? So I don't know about his where he was fighting years ago. But what I do know is that, one of these guys is probably even going to be a 2-weight world champion or 3-weight world champion. It's not going to end here. But both of these guys could become 3-weight world champion, bro. They can become 2-weight world champion for sure. Right?
Yeah, if positioned right. If there wasn't this, I just seen amazing news. Are you on Twitter, Rap? You need to get on Twitter.
Man,
are you on Twitter?
I started cutting off Twitter,
no, but that's where I get all the.
I ain't got the time sometimes.
No, bro. I know, but that's where you get all the boxing actual news, like the actual reporters, and they just said that the WBA, WBC, and IBF, I hope I'm not misquoting. All has agreed that the winner of Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, has to fight the winner of Emiliano Stannis and Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah, I heard of that.
So yeah, and that's if it wasn't for these guys holding the division, these guys would have already been champions. You know, I mean, Boots Ennis. That's my question mark with him, is that he already has 30 fights in. You know, I know people gave Munguia, but shit, what's the difference between 30 and 40? Like Virgil's doing what Boots is doing at 19 fights. He's already in position across the board. He was number one in the WBC, but if you look at the rankings, Virgil Ortiz is across the board, and I think Boots is in position for what, the IBF.
Yeah, I know he's in a couple of sanctioning bodies.
So, you know, yeah, man, they're being positioned right, and it's just a shame that these Sprints and Crawford have just held 147 hostage. More so probably Spence, but he did have the accident. But still, man, that fight these guys should already be champions. They should be. Bud and the winner of that should already be defending the belts. It's just such BS, dude. But yeah, man, these guys will be selling pay-per-views by probably the end of next year.
Yeah, I just think I don't know where to begin, but in the point of saying that next year, this time, which one of these fighters will be more accomplished, because the belts are still at hostage, right?
Yeah. Well,
and now the only thing they can do, which one of these fighters is going to start fighting fighters better than the other one? Does that make sense to you? Like, I'm preparing myself now with the better fighters, like the Stanionis, the guys at the top. Which fighter now can build his resume until the time comes when he has to step in the ring with a world champion?
Well, reading the tea leaves and just some of the news I've seen and rumors is that, like I said, about the mandate from 3 organizations to for the winner of Emmanuel Stanionis and Virgil Ortiz to fight the winner of Keith Thurman, Earl Spence. So, and then Boots Ennis, they're rumored to be facing a guy named Maestre. Are you familiar with him? That's rumored to be his next opponent. So the way it looks, if Virgil takes that Stanionis, it's gonna be Virgil first up, man. And Golden Boy Oscar just said today, "Hey man, let's go, bud. I got you." He wants to sign him. He's ready.
Okay. Well, let's go to others, Frank, for a minute. Let's go to Tip Bayless. Tip Bayless, who do you think right now on your eye test? Which fighter right now, Boots Ennis or Virgil, do you think is a better fighter?
It's a tough one. I'm going Boots. I'm going Boots.
Why do you think so?
That's a shocker.
Not really. I mean, just based off his athleticism. Boots could do a lot in the ring that Virgil can't.
That's what I said earlier.
I think Virgil is better fighting in the center of the ring than Boots is, whereas Boots is better fighting off the back foot. And it's not like he can't come forward. He could come forward, but just like standing in the center of the ring, I take Virgil in that sense.
Okay, so if the fight is a fight that's in a close distance and Virgil either has it in the center of the ring or Virgil can bring it to Boots where he can cut Boots' distance as well with the looping. Because don't remember, Virgil punches straight.
Yeah.
And Boots punches loopy. Like, Boots will punch you from the back of his arm and go round. You know what I mean? He will punch you from different angles. But Virgil comes in. Like, Virgil will punch you straight punches. So if the fight's toe-to-toe in the middle of the ring, you give it a Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah.
That's a good point, you know. It depends how the fight goes.
What else?
I mean, that depends though, Tip, because do you really think Jarrett Boot Ennis will stand there in the middle of the fucking ring when he's got all the other attributes.
No, he won't.
So, I mean, let me ask you this, Frank. Is it because how the fight goes? It all depends whose game plan can work more effectively than the other guy's game plan.
Yeah, I mean that's any fight, really.
Yeah.
You know how I see this playing out in my mind, and people said I was wrong, but Julio Cesar Chavez and oh my gosh, I can't. And the Meldrick Taylor, that's the classic Mexican puncher versus slick African American. I mean, this is what we dream of, right? This is the fight. Those type of styles, because that's what Virgil is, man. Virgil doesn't take any steps back. Boots is slick. He's fast. He's strong. It's just the chins we have. That's the questions we have.
They're probably the same.
The same what?
Chin. They probably have the same chin.
Yeah, but we don't. You say probably, but we don't even know what Boots Ennis is like when he takes punches yet.
Oh,
we don't know. We don't know Boots Ennis's. We know how he looks when he comes forward or uses his skills, but we don't know what he's like at adversity, bro.
He's been hurt before.
Yeah, but at top level.
At top level, I mean, it'll be a little bit different because you're going to have somebody press on the gas that's more experienced. Cal Velasquez hurt Virgil twice, and about 3 times, and he dropped him once. He just couldn't finish him off. But I mean, granted, Virgil did come back in the round. He got knocked down and proceeded to come forward, and he got a knockdown on Cal Velasquez.
I mean, it's very hard in some respect. Are you saying to call a winner between Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz?
Yeah, this is a hard one.
This has become a point where Tip Bayless is lost for words. Yeah, it's like he doesn't have a collective what's it called, conversation. It's like he doesn't know where to go with it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a lot different. You know, it's not Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez. It's not who's another, you know, those type of stylistic matchups. Shakur versus Zepeda. This time you have a Virgil Ortiz that's a brutal body puncher.
Well, I mean, there is a way Boots can win, and that's if he makes Virgil fight, not box but fight. If he makes Virgil fight, I think that'll give him an edge because Virgil opens up. Virgil opens up a lot, and then he gets hit. That's what got him dropped in the Cal Velasquez fight. He stopped boxing and being sharp, and he tried to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one I see Virgil perhaps losing to is JARON ENNIS. I think right now, I think he beats Bud Crawford and he beats Errol Spence. That's a hot take.
Boots being as slick as he is.
I mean, I think Boots Ennis beats Bud Crawford and Errol Spence.
The Bud fight is going to be tough.
I think I honestly, I believe both of them beat Bud Crawford right now and Errol Spence.
Bud's more patient and agile.
No, Tip, they will beat those guys. That's why they're not going to fight these guys. And if they do, it'll be a cash out. Eventually, I think it's going to come around to it. Virgil Ortiz and JARON ENNIS are going to feed off of the carcasses of Spence and Bud when they're ready to go. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't necessarily think that.
Those fights will happen before Ennis and Ortiz fight, is what I'm saying. But, mark my words, those fights will happen before.
Like a Bud and Spence will happen before Ortiz and
a round robin of sorts. 1 or 2 or 3 of those fights will happen before we get Ennis and Ortiz. It just makes sense.
Yeah, but at this point, I gotta be straight with you guys. I think the smarter fighter at the moment, when I say smarter, I mean the guy who can just use a lot more skills, it is Boots Ennis, bro. You know, you can't deny that. You can't deny that the guy, you know, he looks like he's not just got power. He looks like he's got boxing ability. He can punch going backwards. He can punch going, you know, southpaw, orthodox. He does have more in his tank than Virgil Ortiz. It looks that way, right? But looks can be deceiving when you go and fight elite guys or better guys, right? Now, we don't know how good Virgil's going to be. I mean, sorry, Boots is going to be fighting, what's it called? The way that he does against Virgil. Now, it could be that they go toe to toe. It could be that they go toe to toe and both of them fancy it and Boots can get hurt. Or Boots could just use his brain, use his legs, use his different stances and make it difficult for Virgil Ortiz. And once Virgil gets a little bit more tired, then Boots can, you know, edge the fight, win unanimous decision. Now, if this fight goes to points, I don't know why, Tip Bayless. I might favor, if it goes to points, I might favor Jarrett Boot Ennis. If it goes the distance. Right? To me, I think if this fight goes the distance, I might have to favor Jarrett Boot Ennis. But if this fight closes in the distance, like somebody's getting hurt and someone's getting knocked out, hey, Virgil Ortiz could be that guy, bro. If Virgil Ortiz is a man that if he hurts you, he's going to finish you.
Yeah, so, he has killer instinct.
He has definite killer instinct. The other guy's got more skills. If the fight goes to distance, I'm going with Jarrett Boot Ennis. But if the fight closes and somebody takes somebody's lights out, I think Virgil can take Jarrett Boot Ennis's lights out. But you tell me what you think, Frank, while I go to the chat in a minute.
Yeah, no, I mean, those are valid points. This is the crazy thing about this fight is nobody's wrong. If you say you pick Boots because of his skills and like you said, he has more of an arsenal, I wouldn't say you're wrong. If somebody said Virgil, you know, 19 KOs, he's a outstanding body puncher, he'll stop Jaron Boots Ennis, you wouldn't be wrong. The only thing wrong is if you're a fanboy and you come in here and say that oh no, Virgil Ortiz washes Boots Ennis, or Boots Ennis he washes Virgil Ortiz, then I think you're just fanboying. But
yeah, so let's see what the chat says, right? So Usan 007. Hey, listen, bruv. I like you, Usan, but there's only one 007 over here, bruv. And that's Rapstar. But yo, Boots doesn't stay around to get hit. Jarrett Boot Ennis does not stay there to get hit. What do you think of that, Frank?
I think that's BS. I mean, look, you see it all the time. That's why these guys are, you know, where they're at. They can counter anything they're going to face. Virgil will cut the ring off. He'll land to the body, slow him down. You got to imagine, man, when you get two great fighters, they cancel each other out. So when one guy does good and the other guy does good, it's probably not going to work. It's going to come down to something, you know, sometimes intangible, grit, determination, who wants it more. You know, we use those terms all the time. And that's what this fight could come down to, you know.
Yeah. Scott Brown says, Frank, that he got Virgil Ortiz in a 10th round knockout.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a valuable statement.
Yeah, you wouldn't be wrong. It's just like if you said, yeah, see, I mean, nobody's wrong. That's what I'm saying. I can't say this guy's full of shit because he picks Boots. That'd just be fanboying.
Yeah, Boots wins by unanimous decision for a Usan. War Master, what does he say? Boots got them Guyano nips. What's he mean by that?
Oh, I think he means his, you know, pectorials.
Ralph Unreal, my brethren, Ralph says, I favour Boots to beat Ortiz. I also think Crawford beats Ortiz. Okay.
Right. Fair, but wrong. No.
Yo, what's happening, Jeff? What's happening, my brother?
The homie, what's up?
Scott Brown says, I think Virgil and Boots beats Spence, but not Crawford.
Who and you know, can I just answer that rap or
Please.
rebuttal?
Yeah,
You know, everybody look, I get why people have Crawford on his pedestal, but who in the last 5 years has he fought that is equal to either one of these guys? Amir Khan, an old retired Sean Porter, Van Horn is equal to these guys. He hasn't been in the ring with killers like this. Let's stop the
Hey,
cap.
Crawford didn't want the smoke. He wanted business. So leave Crawford alone.
You can see, even with the eye test, you can see Crawford's skill.
But he hasn't been in the ring with guys like this. He didn't even want the Spence smoke. So let's stop the cap that it's just that easy to call. That's what I mean.
All right, so
it's fanboying. Sorry.
All right, so let's quickly go to the chat. Djembe says Boots will dominate Ortiz. Too much skill and tools for Jarrett Boot Ennis. All right. Salute to Bruce Goes in the building. Scott says, what 147 punches like Velasquez has Boots been in the ring with? Boots fights fighters from 140 pounds and brings them up.
He's not lying.
Wow. Yo, big shout out to my brethren, Toby. Toby, what's happening, mate?
Yeah, that dude's everywhere.
Yeah, Toby Bartlett in the motherfucking building. He's been on this YouTube
he's a boss.
He's been on this YouTube longer than everyone's had these channels.
That dude loves boxing, man. He's a G.
He's a G for sure. Jeff says, I favor Boots over Virgil Ortiz, but not by much. Just going to be a hell of a
I
fight.
respect guys like Jeff's opinions. See, those are the opinions I respect, because it's like, okay, you pick who you pick, but you're not fanboying and not giving either guy a chance.
Right. So what does Scott Brown says, I would have had Virgil as a 140 favorite. I would have Virgil as a 140 favorite.
Going into the fight?
Okay.
I think it'll depend on who's champion first. If everything played out the way they're saying, just off top, and Virgil beats Stanionis and then gets the winner of Spence and Thurman and wins and has 3 belts, it's going to be Virgil.
To be honest with you, though, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. If Boots Ennis can deal with Virgil Ortiz on the inside, then Virgil's in trouble. Because on the outside, I believe Boots can maybe edge it. But on the inside, I've got Virgil Ortiz. So it all depends. Is Boots gonna be able to bring it on the inside and the outside to Virgil Ortiz, Frank? You understand that?
Yeah, I understand it, and I think the worst thing Boots Ennis could do would be to stay in there with Virgil. He's not gonna do that, man. You don't stay in with body punchers like that. There's not many out there that are as destructive to the body.
But if Boots can take it or stay on the inside, then I feel like Virgil might lose that fight.
But he's not going to. He's not. It would be.
What do you think, Tip Bayless? Can Jarrett Boot Ennis hold it on the inside with Virgil Ortiz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Like I said, I mean, if it's in the center, nah, he's not. He shouldn't do that. I don't think he can do it in the center. I mean, if Virgil got him backed on the ropes, man, listen, and it's going to take care of that. It's going to be sharp punches. I tell you, he's too slick on the inside. But once he backs against the ropes, he likes to be on the ropes.
All right. Well, let's go to Djembe. Djembe says Boots will beat Ortiz on the inside and the outside. Okay. Little Java says that Boots will win. So let me tell you what's going on right now. It's a 80% Boots. We're already at 80% Boots. Already with the chat, with the way that I'm seeing the people speak, it's like Boots is 70-30 already ahead in the people's eyes at the moment on Rapstar Boxing. Unless I start seeing fans talk about Ortiz, then you better let it be known and not just be playing with yourself and watching. All right? Because we got 30 people in the building, and I want to know from you guys, who's the man? Virgil Ortiz or Boots Ennis, so that I can see what's going on. Because right now it looks like Boots, 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 then Virgil, then Boots, Boots, then Virgil, and it's more for Boots. So
And when you asked me, that's what I said. I said most people are going to go for the flash and you know what they see. That's just how most people see boxing, you know?
hey,
They'll
Boots
see
is taking over, Frank. Even
yeah,
everybody is saying it's Boots.
and
Let me
that's
show
what I
you.
said would happen.
Yeah, but look at this, Frank. Even new people coming to the chat. Craig. I've never seen Craig, but respect to you and smash the like button, mate. He says Boots beats everyone pretty comfortably. I think Ennis is going to be the pound for pound top dog in many years to come. Right. So let me just say this. People are just high on Boots.
I think
It's all about, let me
Mhm.
tell you something, bro. Boots in the eye test, when you look at a fighter,
What's up, man?
they believe Boots has got the skills way better than Virgil. What do you think, Mastermind? Who's the better fighter? Who's got the mastermind? Who's got the mastermind
Woo.
on the fighter? Who's the better man?
Oh, they both undefeated, right?
Come on, man. You know they're both undefeated.
Nah, I got I don't know, man. It's close. It's a close one, man. I gotta go with damn, who let me see. I don't know the power. You gotta go with Boots. Then with Ortiz, I don't know, man.
Ortiz people have come out. Bacon Eggs, Rider of the Storm. They got Ortiz winning. I can see Ortiz. Now we got another guy, Vigilante. Vigilante says, nah, man, Ortiz is winning. So now the Ortiz now people have come out for Ortiz. So, okay. Now it's like 60-40.
Do you
Now
think it's
we're
too
at
early for him?
60-40, bro.
Yeah, but Rap,
Mm.
what are people gonna say if Virgil actually does take on Stanios and beats him, and then you got this Boots guy taking
Oh,
on Maestre?
yeah,
Is
then
that they're still gonna say that?
people might favor Virgil next.
Yeah, it's about who you face, man. That's what it really comes down to. Is you
But
don't know until they
yeah,
face stiffer competition. So
but let's
right
talk
now,
to everybody else who's just jumped in, because I want to know from Mastermind, what fighter, how does he look at Boots' skill set, and how does he look at Virgil's skill set, and which fighter would gel better for the fighter when they both fight? Which fighter you think has that superior skill set to the fighter? Go on,
Well,
Mastermind.
I gotta go with Boots on the left hook. I like his left hook. But on busy, on the style, on the busyness, um, maybe Ortiz a little bit more busier, but on the power, I'm leaning towards going towards Boots Ennis on this one with
Oh,
the big
Boots
left
Ennis
hook.
has got. So let's talk skill by skill. Who's got more power?
I say Boots.
All right, Frank. Who's got more power?
Virgil, especially to the body, he commits.
Okay. Tip. Who's got more power?
Ennis.
All right. So we got 2 for Ennis. We got 1 for Ortiz. Now I want to ask the people.
Virgil
Who's
has
got?
100% knockout ratio. How could
All
you
right.
say
Virgil
that?
Ortiz has got 100% knockout ratio. That's fact.
Woo! That's
Who
better
has
be.
got more power? I want to ask the chat. Is it Boots or Virgil? I just want to see names so we can finish it skill by skill. We're going to go by. Next thing's going to be the jab. But let's finish the power. Who's got more power? Virgil or Boots? Now, I'll say when it comes to combination punching, Virgil's got power.
Okay.
But when it comes to one punch knockout, maybe it's Boots. Man, this is crazy. Yo, Eric Gomez says Virgil got more power. So now it's 2-2.
So,
All
oh
right.
man,
Now we got another brother. Yusan says Boots got more. I mean, Ortiz got more power. So now it's 3-2. Now
y'all got me looking at film.
we got but the man's got 100% knockout ratio, bro. So now we got Fratnal House says Virgil is a bad boy. He got more power. So that's 4-2. Then we got Edward. Edward Morris says it's Boots got more power, so now it's 4-3. Rider of the Storm says Virgil got more power, so it's 5-3. Wow. So it looks like the power is going with Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz, they're with Frank on this one. Virgil
Yeah, knockout,
Ortiz,
100%.
I mean, yeah, he's got 100% knockout ratio.
Man, that speaks for itself.
All
Well, I
right,
guess you got to
so
go with
power.
him then.
So no one's speaking for Boots, yeah? We're at
I'm trying
5-3 for Virgil Ortiz. Okay, so we're going to go with Virgil. If I don't see no more people for Boots, we're going with Virgil for the power, bro. Virgil Ortiz. Okay, what's this guy say? Toby Bartlett says Boots got more power. This is like an auction, bro. It's like I'm selling a car. All right, Boots got
Dang,
more power. Virgil got more power. Okay, now it's 6-5. Fucking hell, what's going on there? What's this brother say? Hayes says. Ralph says, I think Ortiz by a little tiny bit. All right, Ortiz has won it, bro. All right,
So
Ortiz got more power.
how much power? I mean, how many knockouts do Boots got?
Frank?
Somebody posted 27, right? And 30 fights.
29.
Yeah, that's good.
26 and 29. Huh? What did Skip say?
27
Or
knockouts,
Tiff?
29 fights.
Okay,
Ortiz
so he's
got
about
Oh, they
80%.
both.
ADP respect.
So the
Who did?
smart bet. Yep.
Well, there's people he didn't knock out, so I'd have to give it
Smart
to
money.
Virgil with 100%.
Jeff says Boots. All right, it looks like it's coming a 50-50, bro. I mean, but, you know, you can go either way. People have got Boots and people have got Ortiz. And look at this. We all are speaking about one subject, right? And it's just a subject as boxing fans together. And have you noticed it's so divided and 50-50 nearly?
Is it the fact? Now, what you think, Rap Star? Do you
Yeah.
think this guarantees a knockout because of the high knockout percentage, or does this guarantee the decision? This is how you make the money in the sport. You could bet the long shot on the decision. They might go all the way, but it looked like because it's such a guaranteed knockout, but they might go so hard it might go the distance. See,
Yeah.
I lost money with Dillian White, Tyson Fury. I tried to make money on that going the distance, but he took him out with one punch. You know, with that uppercut. Yeah, but I think the smart money might be better decision on the long shot. Because it looked, what you think is going to be a knockout or a decision?
For this fight, it's got to be a fucking stoppage.
Early stoppage.
I don't know, man. This fight is, or they could respect each other. And they might have a lot of respect to each other and it could go all the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's tough to know. Look, how did we know Errol Spence Crawford's going to go? That could go 12 rounds in a boring fight or somebody can get hurt.
That's the best fight ever right there. If they get it off, ain't no fight better. That's going to be the best fight of all time.
Yeah, but I think this fight we're talking about, Boots and Virgil, people are more hyped up about this now.
They better make it happen.
Yeah, but this is a big fight, bro. Virgil Ortiz is about all that smoke. You know, people got to recognize, even Errol Spence said this. Errol Spence said this, that, listen, this guy can fight. And I'm telling you something, there's nobody in boxing that can, they respect this guy. A lot of people have a lot of respect for Virgil Ortiz. He's come out there and he's proven what he is. He ain't playing. He's ready to go out there and he's ready to give it his all. Now, what we've seen is that he's got a better resume than Boots Ennis, though. Boots Ennis has fought 29 times, bro. And in 29 fights, he ain't even fought fighters better than Virgil Ortiz. In fact, Conor Ben has got a better resume than Boots.
Conor,
so yeah, I'm going to say this, mastermind. Boots looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Boots looking fly. But what happens when Boots steps up to the real men? We're going to know then. We're really going to know what Boots can take it or not. Because he can give it. You know, mastermind, that there's fighters who can give it. But they've never taken it from elite level fighters.
Right. He's not ready for Crawford and Spence yet. Both of them.
They reckon he's ready for Crawford and Spence. They reckon Boots is ready. I always hear in America, Boots wants the smoke. Boots wants Errol Spence. Boots wants Crawford. That's all you hear, bro. That's all you're hearing is Boots wants Crawford and Boots wants Errol Spence. But
Can't,
is he really ready? Is he ready for them guys?
nope, you can't jump the line. You got to see if you're ready for Ortiz. He got to get past Ortiz. Then that he'll prepare you for them. But if you can't get past him, they'll blow you out. So Ortiz, like you said, Ortiz get past Boots. Now he ready for the big league, Crawford, Spence. See, that's how you do it. But now these youngins, see, this would be a good one, but I doubt if it happened. I mean, did they sign the contract?
Who?
These guys.
Nah, man, we're just talking about hypothetically these fighters in what they are today.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we got rather talk about the young blood because the old blood ain't fighting each other.
Yep.
Sometimes it's nice to talk to each other about how you see these fighters, what you see in these fighters. You know, which fighter do you see as a 3-weight world champion? Well, I'll tell you this. I think Boots can be champion at 147, 154. He might even be able to be champion at 160. He might. He might be able to accomplish a 3-weight world championship. But, hey, it depends how it goes for him, bro. But he looks like, they say through the amateurs, he's got a great record. He's come up really well. Everybody's talking about Boots Ennis. So is Boots Ennis the real dog? We're going to see. We're going to see.
Do you think it's smart to pick off the young guys, do it like Tito did? See how he picked off David Reed, then he picked off Fernando Vargas because they wasn't ready. So you can get them wins on them guys. If they, like you said, if they fight each other, the winner is going to be prepared. Then they possibly could beat Spence or Crawford. You see what I mean? If you can get whoever wins this fight, probably, it's probably 50-50 against the next level, which is, the champion.
Bro, one of these guys is going to be a top dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm asking you, which one you're leaning towards?
I'm looking at their highlights now, man. It's tough. It's tough.
I wish Virgil was Ryan Garcia and Ryan Garcia was Virgil, man. Because if Virgil was Ryan, there'd be a no-brainer. He'd be the next face of boxing. But I don't know. He's not really caught on like that yet.
So y'all saying that Ortiz got a better resume than Boots?
Ortiz does. He fought a top 10 guy.
Yeah, he definitely has.
Nicholson was a top 10 welter, whether you like it or not.
You know, Tip Bayless said something fucking smart before he came up here. You know,
in fact, let me just say
what
something.
kind of opponent they should give him?
Virgil Ortiz was supposed to fight David Avanesian. Let me just say,
man, no. Tip Bayless had the right opponent. Give him Blair Cobbs.
Oh, Blair would get put through the ring, dude.
Yeah, but Blair just beat Maurice Hooker, right? So now,
no, a better op would be Rocha.
I like Blair Cobbs. Is that what you said, Tip Bayless, earlier? Blair Cobbs.
Yeah. You gonna give him Rocha? You want to give him Rocha? You might as well give him Rashidi Ellison.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They said Rashidi turned it down. They were gonna. Virgil was gonna fight all these guys, man. That's the thing. People don't understand.
Bro. Trust me. Listen.
Huh?
Me and Rashidi know, bro. Rashidi didn't turn that fight down, bro.
Okay, well, let him prove it otherwise. That's what his own trainer said, right?
They try to do.
Tip Bayless knows
look, if you know more, then post it. I'm just saying what happened. That's what Oscar De La Hoya said.
You know,
they tried to lowball Rashidi with it. They tried to give him a lowball offer. That's why the fight wasn't taken. Rashidi
Oscar said it. You gotta go deal with Oscar because that's what he said. And his own manager, his own trainer said it, didn't he?
They try to give him a shit offer with
his own trainer threw him under the bus.
No, his own trainer was making sure his fighter was getting paid.
Okay, well, either way, he turned it down. You can say what happened or what didn't happen. He turned it down. It'd have been a great win. Sometimes you got to make those sacrifices. But I mean, I'm not his manager, so I mean, he did what he did. But that's a life-changing fight. And Virgil was supposed to fight David Avanesian, and then he pulled out. So Virgil's right there, man. Boots isn't even on that level yet.
pulled out. David Avenesian pulled out.
Yeah.
There we go. He pull out against Crawford. We know something. That's his MO. If he pull out against in this fight here, they go out there. You messing up these guys' careers. You holding up time doing that, man. You got to go out there. I don't care.
Let me tell you something right now. If David Avenesian pulls out, Crawford's going to be looking like an embarrassed man.
On 3 weeks' notice?
Crawford's going to be looking like an embarrassed man because then they got to get any opponent for him. And Frank, then everything that everybody said, Crawford's going to be looking stupid out here.
Oh, yeah. I don't believe either one, but that's just my opinion. But I was just saying Avenesian was supposed to fight Virgil Ortiz, I believe in May or June. That's the fight that was supposed to happen. So Virgil's already up there, man. He's already taking on these guys. Boots, the rumor was he was fighting Rashidi Ellis. That was another rumor. But now the rumor is he's fighting Gabriel Maestre.
So y'all think, so he definitely, well, he gonna have to get past this. So do you think he'll fight this guy or is he not ready for him?
Who are we talking about?
So Boots, is he trying to fight tough guys or?
No, he's not. If he takes on Maestre, then he's not. He's not ready. So he looks the part. But, he's not. I don't know. We've still got to wait because Virgil, they're saying he's going to fight Stanionis. So that'll be miles ahead of anything Boots does for the time being.
He needs somebody like Keith Thurman or something. He needs somebody like that to range his skill level.
No, Thurman is going to fight Spence.
They don't want to fight Keith.
Hey, has any one of these guys fought Jamal James?
No, I think Jamal James is he's been out for a while. Jamal James is probably.
But man, this fight is 2 years down the road. Like I said, Spence and Crawford will fight one of these guys before they fight each other. I mean, it would be pointless to throw them in right now. They're not going to make the money they can in 2 years when it'll be another type of Floyd, Oscar De La Hoya. No, not that level, but I'm just talking the styles and the, Mexican American versus African American is always the biggest fight in boxing.
Hey, unification's
we got Chip Bayless's best friend over here right now. We got boxing's most hardest critic.
Boxing narrative.
Boxing's hardest boxing. No, I'm giving you praise. Mirage, come on, let me introduce you. I'm bringing in the boxing's most hardest critic that is not allowed, and he's been expelled and suspended in every platform. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a man that's been banned and cancelled in this whole social media, but he's here right now because there's only one guy which will have him, and that is
pound for
pound, rap star boxing. Let's introduce Mirage. How's it going, mate?
It's going good. I like that shit.
Yeah, good, but
keep it up. Even though what you said's not true.
I just want to say you've been cancelled. People are looking for you. People are looking for you for the way that you've spoke. I've even seen somebody say that if they find your IP address, they'll beat the fuck out of you. Now, all I'm saying is you have been very, very disrespectful. You don't give a fuck. And you've been saying some bad shit. You've been saying some bad shit about people's idols and hardcore legends. And there's men out there that if they take it wrong and they find
no men. I haven't seen no men around here at all.
Okay, well, you carry on speaking like that. But if somebody finds your IP,
you're gonna let me talk or what? I got some shit to say.
Only if you will answer this question. Which, in your eyes, is a better fighter that you think long term is going to do more for boxing? Is it Virgil Ortiz or Jarrett Boot Ennis?
Well, I'm a fan of Boots Ennis, so I want to pick Boots. And I'm hearing Frank here, and you guys just spew the same tired boxing narrative. Oh, we got to wait 2 more years. He's not ready. What the
I didn't say he wasn't ready.
Talking about 2 years? Crawford's 35. You're gonna wait till he's almost 40? How old is Spence?
Dude, now I know you don't listen. You don't listen because that's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You don't listen.
Just say you got to build it up. It's no use putting him in there straight away.
I didn't say it. I'm saying what's gonna happen. I'm just telling you the news. You know, like I'm just telling you what's gonna happen.
So it sounded like you were sort of saying what should happen. So do you think it should happen?
Should they fight right now?
Well, as soon as
Honest
possible,
opinion,
like
no.
next year.
If they're both champions and it's for undisputed, then yeah.
What do you mean? If who's champion? Boots Ennis.
If both Boots Ennis and Virgil
How can they be
Ortiz,
champions?
well, by next year you said. So
But how
by
can
next year, one of those guys will be gone. Crawford or Spence. Maybe Earl moves up. But by next year, this time, these two guys you're looking at on the screen will be champions. So don't cry too much, Mirage.
So what if Spence and Crawford don't move up and they just hold on to the belts next year?
Then they're gonna fight one of those guys.
Yeah, what they other
Okay.
It's
Well,
already being ordered. The pieces he's supposed to fight Stanionis for the
Well,
WBA
Stanionis
regular.
is not Ortiz and Boots.
No,
Now,
but that if you just listen, and then you can have your opinion. The WBA, IBF, and the WC all ordered the winner of Keith Thurman, Earl Spence to fight the winner of Virgil Ortiz and Mini Stanionis. So it's already done. Like it's a done deal. Now they just have to sign the
well,
fights.
I don't.
So
Yeah, but
Virgil, if he
yeah.
wins, is gonna fight the winner of Keith Thurman, Earl Spence. It's done.
Unless Spence, drops the belt or does something.
Well, that's why they make these mandates. You know, it's been 3 years since they've done that. But when you have three organizations that are coming together to force Earl Spence to do something, then it's serious.
I don't think they're going to fight Boots Ennis regardless. I think he's a type of fighter that they're going to avoid. Ortiz is tough and he's good, but he's more a basic sort of fighter. Come forward, sort of. He looks impressive, but Boots is more of a sort of troubles. A more skilled fighter. I think they'll duck him personally. I don't think they're going to
But
fight
who's
him.
got more power, Mirage?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. The difference is, it's hard to say. It's comparable, I guess. Boots Ennis throws like with serious intentions every punch. Like he looks like the full package to me.
Okay, so you're gonna favour.
But all this
Boots
building
Ennis.
it up shit, man. Just get him into fight. He's got 29 fights. Do any of you guys think he's not at the level of, like, let's see, Jeff Horn, Amir Khan, 2019 version, Kalakakis, whatever his name is, Kell Brook, 2020 Kell Brook? You don't think he's at their level? Like they all fought Crawford.
Yeah, he ready. He's
ready.
He's
at their level.
I mean,
at least.
Mirage has got a point. Mirage does have a point. There's, fans today, they want kindergarten fighters.
Yeah,
you look at
building
Sugar
up,
Ray
step
Leonard,
up.
Mirage, I'm going to give you some props today. And for you might while you can before you do something that winds me up again. Right? My thing is, Mirage has got a point. These fighters today, they're fucking talking too much and not fighting. You look at the fighters from the past. You look at what they done before the age of 25. When did Mike Tyson become undisputed?
19,
at the age of
20
years old. 20 years old, Mike Tyson became undisputed. When did Sugar Ray Leonard beat, what's his name? The first guy he beat for the title. What's his name again? Wilfredo Benitez. He was 21 or 22. Right? When did Floyd Mayweather beat Gennaro Hernandez? When he was 21. Right? When he beat Diego Corrales, he was 23. Right? So these guys were challenging themselves at a young age. But these guys today, they want to build a fight. How old is Virgil Ortiz?
Virgil.
Tyson was 19 or 20 when he became champ, but undisputed a couple years later.
Yeah, but how old is Virgil Ortiz?
Don't know.
How old is Jarrett Boot Ennis?
25 or something?
All right.
20.
Somebody said that Virgil Ortiz is 23. Jarrett Boot Ennis, I think he's 25 or 26. Right? There's no excuses for these fucking guys trying to sit back and not call each other out. The fighters of today are all trying to be protected, and the fans have become used to kindergartening these fighters. They don't need to fight each other now. They can fight later because it's like the media showed them to act like this.
But you notice the young fighter that presses for the fight usually get their ass whooped. Remember, because Tim Bradley, Derek Alexander, Tim Bradley didn't want to fight him. He like, damn, you want to do it this quick? And Alexander was anxious, got his ass whooped. Adrian Broner, a young fighter, he pushed it against Maidana, got his ass whooped. See, sometimes that's what preserved that. That's
so what? You got to
right.
try. Sometimes you get your ass whipped. That's the risk.
You're right. No, I'm saying that's what they're doing now. That's why you're not seeing that happen. That the other fighters, not the advisors, telling them not to stay away from each other. That's what it looked like from the business aspect.
Yeah, but these fighters, it's true though. The fighters of today, they're becoming too much business minded. Motherfuckers are not fighting each other like they were before.
Yep.
They're not. They're not. It's true though. You know, that's why you got fans which are just speaking in a certain way about boxing because, you know, they're frustrated.
You created Tank Davis. This is the Rocky III phenomenon. Remember, they was keeping him away from Clubber Lang. Just like they keeping Tank Davis, he's just a star by himself. You don't know who he fighting. Whoever he fights become famous. So he don't have to go out there and go after the belts. He could have went to 140. John Taylor became undisputed if he got the knockout. See, so they don't want to challenge themselves no more because they making the money on the easy lane, not and making the belts worthless. That's why they speak against the belts. Where the belts is the Super Bowl. That's what you in it for. You know, if it's anything else, you might as well go fight with Money Mayweather. But if you in real professional boxing, you going for the WBC, the WBA, IBF, and WBO. So once you make it about something else, you're messing the game up.
And you know, unfortunately, we're speaking about these guys today, but these guys probably won't even fight each other for the next 4 years.
Nah, it'll be 2 at the most.
Nah, I don't believe it. Hey, Mirage, when do you think these guys are gonna fight just like what Crawford and Errol Spence did in years later?
Ortiz and Boots. I don't see them fighting like anytime soon at all, if at all.
Problem. Yep.
I'll be surprised.
And they're already on
right?
and they're already on the different sides of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this fight ain't happening, ladies and gentlemen. This fight is going to happen when they're 34 years old.
Yep.
Look,
when Errol Spence and Terence Crawford still can't get it on, while Crawford's 36 years old.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody fighting Crawford now.
It's looking like Crawford is content. He content without fighting Spence. It don't look like he cares about the fight.
Hey, brother, Crawford turned around and said that he don't even need this legacy fight. He's got legacies good enough.
Yep.
When have you ever heard a fighter speak like that in the past?
Exactly.
These fighters of today, they're twisted, bro. They got egos, too much egos.
Mayweather knew he had to fight Pacquiao. He couldn't get out the game without fighting Pacquiao. And you got to get the win. You can't get the win if you're getting older. He's the older fighter. He need to fight him at 34. He already passed 34. He need to fight. 34 was the cutoff for you to win. He probably could have beat him at 30 to 33 years old. Now 34, 35 is against you. And he know that.
Hey, let me ask everybody, what is the prime age that you want to watch a fighter? For me, it's between 21 to 28 or even 21 to 30, and that's it.
28, you at your best.
28, you're at your best of the best, really. Yep. Right? But if you fighting till 31, 32, okay, you're a mature fighter, you got it all going on, right? But what's the age that you would say that is the best years of a fighter that you would like to watch? I'm going to start with Frank, and then we go to Mirage, we go to Tip, and then we go to you, Mastermind. Frank, what age of a fighter do you think is the most enjoyable or the best of the fighter's career?
I'd have to say between 24 and 28. I think they have to be young enough to be hungry and then mature enough to deal with it. You know, some of these guys, it's about maturity more than age, but about 24, you should be mature, you know, get the sow your wild oats.
So you're saying between the 20s, it's the 20s, the late 20s, and between the early and the late 20s is the best.
Well, 24 is like early 20s. But by 24, you should be mature. You know, I don't expect a 21-year-old to be mature, but 24, you should be in your prime, physical and mental prime.
Okay.
Yeah, the hardest to beat at 24 probably. Roy Jones, Sugar Leonard.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you think that a fighter is the best of his life between 23 to 28 years old, I'd say is between 23 to 30 years old. Because some fighters, they, you know what I mean, they bloom a little bit later. I'll say those 7 years are very crucial for a boxer. You know, they're the best 7 years of his life. You know, once you get past a certain age, those injuries, hey, everybody knows this. You're not the same when you take an injury at 16 when you are at 26. It takes you longer to heal, you know? So you got the best life of your career is between 23, 22 and 30 years old. But today's fighters, you know, some fighters are going on to 36, 38. You know what I'm saying?
50.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yo, let's go keep it moving. Mastermind, what age do you like to see the best of what's the best of a fighter?
Well, you at your best, like the peak, 100%. I think at 28, 18. You know, being a professional at 19, 18 years old to 28, you got 10 years in the game. I think this is when you the most difficult to beat because you got the experience, you got the physical condition, you still got youth. Now you like the youth is kind of leaving you. You got a couple years left before 30. So it's kind of leaving you, but you got your experience in your mind. So I think that's when you at your absolute best. Um, man, I say, between 25 and 30. Because I see young guys, like I said with Adrian Broner, he was a little too young and inexperienced, and that cost him against Maidana because his youth. He was too young to be in there with a guy that hit that hard with that kind of experience. See what I mean? He couldn't listen. See, if he could have listened, maybe he would have had a better chance. But he knew it all at 23 because of his youth. So he had to be saved from himself, you know, at that point. So he being young, I think a 28-year-old like Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Trinidad, they De La Hoya, they hard to beat, man.
But also, if you look at it, the lighter fighters like the bantamweight, the featherweights, all the way up to lightweights, those guys fight to a later age because they're still in their like, you know, because I've seen the fighters at a smaller weight category, they can carry on for quite a bit.
Yeah, yep.
You know,
Yep.
but you know, maybe it's because they're lighter fighters, they're smaller fighters, they got a longer longevity in boxing. Do you agree or what?
I don't know about that. Remember, it's just I think everybody can. Because George Foreman shows you he came at 37 and fought about 46. You got Bernard Hopkins. He fought till he was 50 years old, and he was fighting very well at 45. He was better than everybody else at 46 years old. You beating the shit out of young guys. You know, 28. He beating up 28 years old at 45. You know, that was phenomenal. You know what I mean? It's like it was just his mind and his conditioning from taking care of his body. So I think even the little guys, I think it's just some guys can fight older in age. The ones that preserve their body good.
Yeah. Ted Bayless, are you there?
Yeah.
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 Yo, Ted, what do you think's the best age and the prime of a boxer's life? What's his best age? What years?
That's a tough one.
Everything I ask you is tough because this is Rap Star.
No, I'm saying because
We don't play over here, bro. These are intelligent questions we talk about here as well.
Tip wants to play the fence.
Yeah, we don't like this fence shit, bro.
You got your youth. You got your youth from like
Fence.
18 to 25, right? And then like once you hit 26, you know what I'm saying, you enter your prime years where you're just like fully developed as a fighter. So I mean,
26, yup.
yeah.
Okay, what's the most dangerous fucking time for a man who's a boxer? Like, that's his years. You fight a man in them years, bro. He's at his peak. That's it, Tip. You should be able to answer that because
20.
you're supposed to be training out here. You're supposed to be putting boxing gloves out there. You should know from what your understanding of boxing is, what is the age could be that, you know, the man's at his peaks.
I'd probably say 25 to 20. 24 to 27. Like, or maybe 25 to 28. It'd probably be 25 to 28.
Okay.
They hard to beat. The elite athletes at that, bro, they can't be beat.
Let's see what the chat thinks as well. What age is the fighter's best years in boxing? Now, does it matter in what weight category? That's my next question. Frank, does it matter in which weight category it is? Like, you know, if you're a heavyweight, your years of best years could be 27 or 26 to 32 because you're a heavyweight. You're maturing as a man. When you're a heavyweight, you're more powerful as you're growing up as a proper man from 26. Now you're lethal at 30, even 29 years old as a heavyweight, you know? Do you think the weight category matters in what age you peak at?
Yeah, I'd have to say, yeah, just like you said, like the lower weight classes, they seem to stick around longer because they're a lot smaller and they're just throwing 100 punches around and it's not really hurting each other. And then you look at heavy, they can stick around longer because you know, they're heavier. The guys are not as athletic. So if you look at 135, between 135 and 147, it'll be harder to stay around because the guys you're facing are more athletic, right? There's the heavyweight that is 38 is not going to be as athletic, you know, as a guy at 38 and 147. You understand what I'm saying?
No, but he'll definitely crack harder.
Yeah, but I mean, you can athletically, you can hang around. You know, you can stay in fights longer in heavyweight. Just lean on a guy. They're slower. They're not as fast. And just like at the lower weights, they're not hitting as hard. So you can stay around longer. But at 147, you have to be a special athlete. You know, and your athletic skills, like reflexes and timing, go way faster.
But also, you move up in weight. You know, everybody moves up. You beat 147, but then you're fighting at 160, 168.
But you also know this, Mastermind. Every time you move up in weight, you're not as faster. Your feet's not as faster. You got to adapt every time you move up in weight, right? So, you know, at the end of the day, some fighters.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying some fighters. Now, I'm going to say the age depends on how you fight. Now we're going to go to some real hardcore boxing talk. The age depends on how you fight. If you're a slick fighter, and you're a fighter who doesn't take hardly any punches, then of course you're going to have a longevity in the career of boxing. People hate Devin Haney, but he might be the last man standing, Mastermind. Now you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, Emma Shakur.
Now you know you're a fighter who's a very fan-friendly fighter who puts people to sleep, but also takes a lot of punches. That fighter age is limited in boxing. Do you agree?
Fernando Vargas. Yup, he got shortened. You see, they lasted a little bit longer. Oscar lasted longer. Tito lasted longer. They didn't take as much punishment. But Vargas, he took so much punishment, he had to leave the game a little early. Jermaine Taylor, he got hurt real bad out there.
No, I forgot about Jermaine Taylor. Jermaine Taylor was nice.
Man, he was nice, wasn't he? The best you ever seen. But Pavlik overwhelmed him, and that was a guy that couldn't handle the loss.
I was surprised yesterday. I bought a Glenn name.
Glenn?
Look, man, it's very simple. At the end of the day, it all depends on the fighter and how his boxing style is. If he's a very strong fighter and he takes punches, but he hurts people, then also when it's all said and done, he should be a fighter retiring sooner. You know what I'm saying?
You should retire no later than 33. Like when you starting out your career,
Mm,
33 is that's when you want to retire and have your businesses set up. Because Rocky Marciano showed you how to do it. He retired at 32. See
mm,
what I mean? Andre Ward, you want to get out of there early. You don't want to keep fighting in your late 30s, early 40s. That's when it
mm.
starts, and your speech start getting affected.
So
You know,
what you're saying? Let's go to that question then. So Mastermind says that the age of retirement should be 33 years old. If you want to keep your faculties in line and you want to have a good life, invest your money, have your businesses set up, have your property set up, have your family set up. By 33 years old, you need to get out of boxing. If you're a good boxer and you've done good for yourself, you should be out by 33 years old. Good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Frank, what do you think? I think you should be out, me personally, by 30 or 32 max.
Yeah, but
That's my view on that.
yeah, but the money's probably too good. Like, look, Bud is 35. He's still going because he's gonna make good paydays. Earl Spencer's already at that 32, 33. Canelo, and you see they're breaking down, but
Yeah.
the money's too good. The money is just too
Yeah.
good.
Like you said, now look at Crawford now in this condition, but look how he gonna be 5 years from now for these paydays you saying. This when the brain damage gets to that. He might not be talking as good if he got to go through Errol Spence, then Jermell Charlo. He can get seriously hurt with them punches, even with victories. He
You know,
still
I know this is gonna get some ire from certain people, but like Keith Thurman, he should probably retire. He's already there, but they put in so much money on the table. He's gonna fight. It's like Triple G. He's fighting, and he said it. It's for the money. It's nothing else.
yeah.
But when we seen Triple G, we're like, dude, please just stop. And he's gonna get another good payday. Probably facing Munguia. So for a lot of these guys, the money's just too good. I mean, people throw mills, and I mean, even for rap for 200 for a quarter mil, you're gonna keep fighting, right?
Now check it out. You
It
said
depends, though, Frank. It all
A
depends.
quarter million, you're gonna turn down. That's how
No,
much a
yeah,
lot
you
of these
will. Of course,
championship guys.
of course, you'll turn it down because look, boxing is not an easy sport, and somebody like Errol Spence, who's worth over 10, 15, 20 million, right? Somebody like even guys which are past 30 years old are worth over $10 million. 250 grand ain't shit. I don't give a fuck about 250 grand, bro.
yeah, you ain't gonna get him in the ring. But look what he said
Go
about
on.
Keith. That's the perfect blueprint. Look, if he gets the victory, I was saying this: beat Pacquiao and retire. Then you come back for the money they offer you when you retire 30 and 0. See, that's how you do it. When you retire at 33, you're right. The money gonna get you back, but that you just boom, make them dangle that rabbit in front of you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The perfect example is Keith Thurman. Like, he's made mills, he's got enough money. Why is he gonna keep fighting? Because they're gonna put such a good amount of money, you're not gonna turn it down.
Yeah, but he still got some years left anyway.
No, but that's exactly what we're saying, Tip, which sometimes you miss. We're saying he's at the age that you should walk away, but the money is gonna be too good.
Pacquiao,
It's
The
not.
age we haven't even conceded age. I said the age you should retire boxing. If you got your faculties straight and you've gone in boxing from the age of 20 years old, you should be out of this boxing in 10 years with your millions. And if you were good at this sport, if you're out by 30 years old, you did yourself proud. Because you don't want to be in a situation where your speech starts getting affected, where you don't want to be in those situations, bro. You don't want to be getting hit to the head. Let's keep it real, right?
Wilder, Fury.
Now,
Both of them
so
is past they should retirement point. They both should be out the game by now.
yeah, really at 32, 33, you should be done.
Yeah.
Really, if you really have done well in boxing. Now, the only way you can stay is like Frank saying, is greed. Now, greed is a bad situation. When you deal with greed and somebody's offering you $5 million, $3 million for somebody like Keith Thurman he can get $3 million right now, $4 million, right? Now you look at an average house. What's an average house in America? 300 grand?
No, like 500,000 in a good neighborhood.
All right. So let's say he can achieve out of this 5 million. Keith Thurman can get 10 more houses.
Yep.
You think Keith Thurman doesn't want to get 10 more houses paid off?
Highest payday, 1.5 million. That's
Come on, bro.
against Manny Pacquiao.
Dude, I got the perfect example too. Miguel Cotto, like he didn't need to fight Canelo. He should have been done, after all the beatings he took, but they put so much money. It was to propel Canelo, so he didn't turn it down.
Thurman got over 10 mil for Pacquiao.
He got 1.5.
Nah, that was the guarantee. That was the guarantee. But what?
Okay.
But what he really got was more than that.
But you feel me? That's a retire. So you retire right
How
there.
do you know he got 10 million? Hang on. How do you know he got 10 million?
There's I know things, man.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Give us
You
some
don't-
evidence that he got 10 million.
No. Listen, with the Porter, Danny Garcia, and between what he earned with Pacquiao, he's got over 10 million. Go do your homework first, then come back and talk to me.
No, he just made a claim. He got paid 10. Why would Keith Thurman get paid 10 million?
I'm just saying, I gave you fights that he's earned that in his career.
Which fight?
Danny, after all the fights, Keith Thurman got more than 10 million in his bank.
How do you know what he's got? Okay, but
I'm just saying, roughly,
he said he
know,
got for
because
one
everything.
fight.
Listen, you're talking to boxing guys here, bro. You ain't talking to kids.
No,
So
that's
don't
not an
talk to me
argument. That's
about
not an
it.
argument.
Don't talk to me about it.
He
Keith
said for one
Thurman
fight.
has got
He said for
more
one
than
fight.
$10 million. You can't.
That's not the argument. He said he got paid for one fight, 10 million, when the guarantee was 1.5. Where does the rest of the money come from?
The guarantee was
pay-per-view,
2.5. The guarantee was 2.5 million.
What
this is the thing, and this is what
give me a citation. It's obviously
this
on the
is what
internet.
Al
Just
Heyman,
give me a link.
Mirage,
Just give me a link.
Mirage.
Yeah.
This is what Al Heyman was talking about when Terrence Crawford allegedly came to this table and offered him 25.
No. Give me a citation.
Look, let me break it down for you.
No,
bro.
break it down. Give me evidence. I don't want to hear stories.
Just let me.
Unless you're personal friends. Unless you're personal friends with Thurman, you don't know jack shit. So you just give me a link. It should be easy to find where he got paid 10 million. Go.
Anyway, like I was saying.
So you can't. So you're making shit up. Yeah, that's what I thought.
When you break estimations, your purse is gonna accumulate.
Okay, you're just talking out of your ass. You have nothing, no evidence.
Yeah, I give
he
you
didn't get paid 10 million. Trust me.
I don't want to.
He didn't get paid 10 million.
Let me just say this.
Okay, and Pacquiao.
Let me say this for fuck's sake. I don't want to help Tip Bayless out, but I got quite a few links for you.
Okay.
All right. So if you want the links, I do have.
Thurman's in a private chat or something.
Yeah, Thurman's purse. He got altogether 10 million. I mean, Manny Pacquiao got 10 million, and Keith Thurman got 2.5 million. But then their pay-per-views earned them substantial amount of money. Now, what I'm saying
How do you know Thurman's cut for pay-per-views? How do you even know that?
Because everything's written there and everything's out here on SBN Nation and
So
many other platforms.
How much did Thurman get?
Now, let me just say this.
Combined?
Let me say this. It's not the money. The money is we're talking about fighters being after a certain age, and what age? If you've been in boxing, what age should you retire by? If you've won your faculties in straight, and you should be a boxer who's accomplished everything you should have been accomplished, what age is good for a man to retire?
Okay, Lennox Lewis's career didn't even start until like 32, so you can't just put a hard line. So really,
but what we're saying is scientifically, what we're saying here, you dumb fuck, is what age should a man really retire?
I don't even know what that means.
Well, what age should he retire? If you're just going to come out here with your own views and not get involved in the conversation, is what do you think as a man is best for him to retire?
For his health?
Yes, for himself.
For the person's health? I don't know, maybe obviously as soon as possible if it's health related, but that
God.
For a boxer, it's about like how much money have you earned, what have you accomplished? I mean, your criteria is just health. I mean, if you're worried about your health, you wouldn't even start boxing in the first place. I mean, I don't like that Your whole
Yeah, but
question is just,
again, it's very simple. Boxing is not a long career for anyone, bro.
well, it is for some.
Yeah, but some people, because they stay in it because money's there and greed plays a part. Like Frank said,
Well,
you can't blame Keith Thurman for not retiring. If he's going to get offered between $3 or $4 million or any kind of money he gets, it makes a boxer want to
yeah.
cash out.
Then he
They
should
want to make
retire.
money.
If you're getting a lot of money, then why should you retire? Money's
Exactly.
important.
Money's
Money's important.
important. And
Fucking
greed,
oath.
yeah, but greed can fuck you up as well.
Yeah,
And
but
that's
like
when,
in Triple G's case, he's made so much from the Canelo fights.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to fight
It's not
anymore.
He
necessarily,
should
bro.
retire. Yeah.
The money isn't necessarily the problem. It's the
Nope.
fighters just wanting to be active and fight.
that's true as well.
And what about the people? The pressure from the people. You look at Tyson Fury. He accomplished everything. So you still got to think he still get pressure
Yeah,
from.
but Tyson Fury and other fighters say they can't retire. Like some boxers, they get depression. If they retire, they don't think they're worth anything, like worthy to themselves. Some boxers, they need to be in boxing because they don't know anything
One guy I
else.
think that was
They
like
get
that was
mental depression. They've got, all these
two
boxers might
guys.
look good in the ring,
Yeah, I
but they're
think
not
two
strong
guys.
outside the ring, some of them.
But
Two
he,
guys that were like that were Shane Mosley and Roy. They just kept fighting and fighting. They weren't making the purses anymore. I think they just, like you said, the limelight, staying active, busy.
A prime example of somebody like that is DeMarcus Chop Corley.
Oh my God, he's still fighting, isn't he?
Yeah, Chop still fighting.
damn, he's still fighting. He was fighting with kids.
Chop is out Vegas right now. He still be training and everything with all the young guys.
But don't forget, Tyson Fury is under pressure to get undisputed from Alexander Usyk. So it's still the people. He still got pressure from that.
Yeah,
They-
let's get the new guest. We got boxing people in the building. What's happening, Carl?
How are you, Rap? How are you,
Hey,
panel?
thanks for coming on the panel for the first time, mate.
No worries, brother.
Yeah, mate. Where you from? Melbourne?
I'm in North Queensland, bro.
Okay. How's the weather out there?
What's that, bro? Sorry, I missed that, man. I was a bit choppy.
How's the weather out there? The weather?
Oh, it's fucking hot.
Man, it's cold as fuck over here. I'm coming over there, mate.
Fucking 41 degrees yesterday, bro.
Yeah, man.
Fucking hell, you can cook an egg in your shorts.
So what do you think about this conversation? What's the best years of a boxer's
Oh, man,
life?
I think it depends on the way you moved. I think you look at guys like Dimitri Bivol, 21 fights. Look at he's in the best shape. He's in the best position he's in his career. What is he, 31?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Wait, Bivol's 31?
I'm pretty sure he is, bro.
He got 2 years left till he retire. He out of here.
Yeah, exactly. 32 he is, sorry. So, yeah, he was born 1990. Yeah, so, it all depends on how the boxers moved. I mean, if you're in the PBC, you're going to be fighting until you're fucking 40 to get a championship fight,
Right.
in my opinion. But I think it's the way guys have moved, man. I think different promotional companies move their fighters. The Eastern European guys, they're wired fucking differently. Those guys, look at Artur Beterbiev. Like, the guy's nearly 40 and he's still knocking motherfuckers out. And I think the weight division is a huge thing, man. Like, you can't be a heavyweight boxer and fight for 20 years and take that type of punishment,
Yeah.
Your body just can't handle it.
George Foreman did it till look how old he was.
Yeah. How good was that?
Yeah, he was knocking out. But only reason they stay in it is like Tom Brady. You too damn good. He's too good. It's like Brady can't leave because he's up there.
Nah.
Now he can at this point. What I'm saying, the past 5-10 years, he could have been retired at 37, 38, 39, but he's too good to retire, and that's how boxers is.
Nah, I heard Brady came back because of the divorce.
But he just won a Super Bowl though. Look, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, but if he would have got divorced after he retired, then she would have got a collection of money from him.
Exactly. He about to hit her for the loot. He gonna hit her for half of her shit and win another Super Bowl. He about to be a billionaire when he get his pension. He gonna be on top. Smart.
I think it comes back to how you set yourself up to look at a guy like Roy Jones Jr., man. I seen him fight Danny Green here in Australia, man, and Roy was a shell of himself fighting Danny Green, mate. Like, Roy should have retired well before he fought Danny Green, but
The-
he wanted that bank.
And please tell him the perfect time for Roy Jones to retire after he beat Antonio Tarver. That was 50-0. He had 49 and 1, but he really hadn't been beat. He should have retired after he got that close victory against Tarver, and he would have been known as the greatest, right there with Money Mayweather.
The first one.
Yeah, he should have retired right then, 49 and 1. That's perfect record. Nobody beat you. You've never been down, knocked out or nothing. So he would have been like Mayweather, but he gave him the rematch and got knocked out. He should have retired just like Lennox Lewis retired on Klitschko. Smart.
Now, let everybody look at the screen right now. Right now, you got the executioner.
Whoa, that's the alien.
Now, this man is an inspiration to men older. He's still older than most of us today. He's way older than me.
Well,
And this man was fighting to the age of 50 years old. And let me tell you something. God has been great to Bernard Hopkins because he aged gracefully. When he was in his 40s, it's like he was in his early 28s.
Yep.
I mean, he was one of these fighters that even 41, 42, 43, 44, all the way up to 46, 47 was fighting at the elite level. How did this guy age? Is he the oldest fighter who won a title again? Is it him?
Yes, because he went to the penitentiary at a young age, preserved his body, so he didn't really start aging until when he was in his 30s. That was like a 20-year-old. So he preserved his early 20s in the penitentiary, sharpening his fighting skills. So I think the penitentiary would make him age so gracefully in boxing.
Wasn't George Foreman the oldest guy to win a title?
He was the first, but then Bernard outdid him. Remember, he started winning it later than I think George did at 46. But Hopkins won in 47, 48.
Yeah, his
right.
style too, though. Bernard had an ugly style sometimes. He could just slow a fight down and maul you. You know, it wasn't like a Roy that depended on athleticism. He was more of a grinder. Shit, their second fight was awful.
Oh my God, worst fight. The two worst fights in championship history is Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, and that fight right there. Those are two worst fights you ever want to see in your life.
Wait, is Manny? I gotta watch that fight again. Manny versus Floyd. Is it really that bad?
Oh my God! Tell him how bad that. I've never seen a worse. That one right there, he just named that one. The only one that can compete with. That was the worst fights you ever seen.
It was pretty bad.
I mean, if you say that, I mean, you could probably put Canelo Floyd on the level of Pacquiao.
No, that was good. I just watched that. That was a great performance by both guys. But Mayweather outdid him, sharp. But Canelo kept coming forward. Mayweather was hitting him with the jab, hitting him with nice right hand. That was smooth. He didn't have a performance like that against Manny. It was real ugly.
Maybe I gotta watch it again.
It wasn't a lot of punches landed in that fight.
Dude, Holyfield fighting too long was pretty bad. He lost to James Toney and Ruiz. Those fights were awful.
Yeah, but you know, Frank, what fight I really wanted to see at super middleweight, it was Bernard Hopkins versus James Toney. It never happened.
Yep. Hopkins was scared, I think. They want none of that. James Toney, the only guy I think better than Roy, but Roy beat his ass. But I think Toney a better fighter.
But no, Tony's a guy who stayed around way too long. Like, dude, didn't he go to the UFC too? It got so bad.
Yeah, he fought who the fight did he? Oh my God, who did he fight, bro? Fuck.
Randy Couture.
Yeah, Randy Couture. Yeah.
Did he win or lose? He lost, right?
He got his ass whooped.
It's different, man.
Yeah, I think Bernard Hopkins did a lot in his 40s that no man could have done.
Yeah, but Tony was pretty old when he beat Holyfield, right? For a heavyweight title.
That was massive. James Toney beating Holyfield, that was massive.
What about Sam Peter? He fought Sam Peter twice. Peter should have knocked out Toney in the first round with the size difference. He's the only small guy that could fight. Like James Toney could fight Tyson Fury and make it competitive in his prime. See, he size didn't help you win against. I mean, it helped you win, but you couldn't dominate James Toney because of his defensive skills and head movement. You couldn't see where his punch was coming from.
Yeah, but he fought way too long. He just kept fighting and fighting and fighting. Dude, has there like 70 or 80 fights now?
Yep.
Holy sheesh.
But I think he had the Tom Brady disease. He was too good. He's so good he couldn't watch. That's what be keeping him in the sport too. They watching it and they knowing they so much better than the guys that's fighting.
Like Oscar should have been done by the time he fought Pacquiao, but the money was too good. Tito did the same thing. He came back, like I think he was already retired, and he came back to fight Roy Jones Jr. But Tito was done by then. But the money was too good.
And they put on a good performance. I just watched that fight last night. But
Tito Trinidad, Roy Jones, I was like, whatever.
He knocked him down. He was hurt. He got embarrassed. He hurt him, put him down, and he showed that the size would have always been too much. He was too big to fight.
It was at like 168, right? It
Yep.
was a higher. Tito looked way too fat. But yeah, there was no reason for him to come back. I guess, yeah, the money was just too good. You know, he was still a name. And that's what I mean, man. Like, I mean, there was no reason for Tito Trinidad to come back. Like, literally none. He was already done by then.
Yep. But you're right. But see, that's the payday. That's like you said from the jump. It's the money. You be needing these paydays. Like, we're not gonna let you jump this guy. We need just like Mayweather gave Andre Berto the payday. Remember that? What the hell he fighting Berto for? That's just a pay. He just owed it to him. Like, look, you done waited long enough, brother.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's hard to say when a guy should retire because it's their career and it's their money. It's hard to turn down that much money, but you don't want to see guys go too long, like Triple G. It's just too long.
Mm-hmm.
Where you know he's fighting just for the money.
And you know not to pick him against Canelo. He don't have a chance.
Oh, Triple G?
Yeah, not in that third fight. I picked him in the first fight, but it was a draw.
No, I mean, he should retire. Triple G right now, if he's listening, should retire. But there's no reason for him to. He still has a belt. He's still a name, and they're gonna give him some good money.
Shoot, Canelo reaching that age of retirement.
How old is he?
He's 32?
32.
But he's been fighting since he was 16. So there's that. Like a lot of these Mexican guys, well, not even the Mexicans, just even American amateurs, they're fighting since they're freaking 8 years old, you know, going to tournaments all day, every day, you know. Like that's what Oscar said is like he never had a break. That's why he partied so much, you know. He missed his prom. I don't think he graduated.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't have any type of life, you know.
But remember, Rocky Marciano, when he retired, they offered him $1 million. You see I think he retired, in early 60s? $1 million. And he was like, no, I seen the interview. They asked him. He said, I'm not coming back.
Yes,
$1 million.
Lennox Lewis, they try to bring him back, and you know, because the Klitschko's that became big again, and he never came back. I mean, I'm sure they threw a lot of money at him, but he was like, "Nah, I'm good."
I think for certain fighters, going up in weight shortens your longevity too.
Like who?
I mean,
no, I know, like Tito. Yeah, Tito. He was always his highest weight should have been
like
160.
James Toney is a dude who shouldn't have went up to heavyweight.
Well, he won a title.
Yeah, but James Toney took a lot of punishment after that. He kept fighting, but it wasn't the same James Toney as it would have been if he would have stayed at a lower weight.
Yep.
Yeah, but the money was too good at heavy, and
you had old Holyfield. The food was too good. He couldn't stop eating. Remember, he left the 160. He left Roy Jones at 160 to go to 168. Right after just like Lopez. When Lopez got beat by Cambosis, he hopped straight to 140. Soon as James Toney got beat by Roy, he struggled to make that weight at 160.
It's like what you were saying earlier. You said like Thurman should retire. If Thurman goes up to 154, Thurman should retire. Thurman got a couple years left to stay at 147 and then retire. Earl could move up.
All right, let me ask this question then. Cole, you still here, Cole?
Yeah, bro.
All right, what fighters do you think are going to retire in 2023?
Oh, Triple G's got to.
Triple G's got to retire at the end of 2023 now, right?
Yep.
What about
Uh,
Chocolito, Roman Gonzalez?
I think if he wins, he will. But I think if he doesn't, I think he'll keep going.
Yep.
Keith Thurman.
I think. Oh, Thurman's got to go. I mean, anyone who thinks he's got a chance against Errol Spence's doesn't know what the fuck they're looking at.
He's 2 years past his career is already over. Pacquiao exploited him. It's over. When he
And old
lost to Pacquiao. Yep.
What
No
about
way you should have
Luis
lost that
Ortiz?
fight.
What about Luis Ortiz, the heavyweight?
He's never going to
how
stop
old's he?
fighting. He's going to
57?
fight forever.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's never gonna stop.
Now he got to eat. He got to feed his family. Now we got to get him an exemption.
No one even knows how old the guy is. I mean, he could be 60 for all we know.
Right. There you go. Now we talking facts.
He's probably got grandkids he's got to feed.
Hey, Halim, my brother. Let me tell Halim, Derek Chisora looks like Tyson Fury might retire him once and for all now. I mean, Derek Chisora never wants to leave. He wants to stay in boxing till 50 years old.
Perfect example. He deserved his payday. That's why Tyson Fury giving it to him. He deserved his third fight. He need the money.
What about Dylan White?
Well, that's a good one. Danny Jacobs.
I thought he retired.
I didn't even know he was fighting still.
Yeah.
Right. Danny already out of here, Rap.
Somebody said
Danny Jacobs still in the game.
the Darrell that just got knocked out. He needs
Hey, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, Anthony Darrell. He's done.
Yeah, 38. See, he fought 5 years past his prime. He should have retired after.
No, but somebody said I wasn't right.
Yo,
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yo, Tip or Frank, just take over for me, guys. Keep it steady. I'll be back.
With the Darrell guy, like when you have a name, they throw a $250,000 in front of you, like because they want to make Plant, build him back up.
Yep.
So
Yeah, a lot of
ex-champion,
a lot of journeymen, a lot of guys with miles on the clock. They want to put people up against a good name. I see George Kambosos being one of those guys. I see George Kambosos being a guy that, if someone wants to, they want to test the waters at 135 for a young and up-and-coming boxer, that's the type of fighter I see George. Guys like Ortiz, things like.
I got two names that are going to be controversial that should quit, but really should probably is Danny Garcia and Jojo Diaz. They should probably retire.
Danny, perfect retirement, like you said. Successful
that's
career.
a no-brainer. But I mean Danny because he probably could still be fighting and getting good fights, but he's just food now because of his name and he's an ex-champion.
And you don't want to see him in there. This is the time to retire because I don't want him to retire after a fight with Charlo.
You don't want him to get derailed. Danny's going to get derailed. And he's not even that old either.
He never been hurt. He never even been down. So he got to retire now with a successful career.
He has the opportunity to get out at the right time, but that's what I'm saying. They're going to offer him too much money for a name that they want to build up, because he's a name that a young guy would want.
So you think he'll get in there with Charlo
for the right amount of money? Why wouldn't he?
And see, that's what be. I think that's cool, but that's your retirement right there. I fight Charlo and I'm out.
Well, the name I think that they'll give Danny is a Fedora. That's my prediction.
Yep, easier.
What about Beterbiev? How many more years has he got left?
The light heavyweight?
Yeah, but 39 years of age.
The difference between Danny is I don't know if he made as much as Danny has. Danny's made some good purses.
Who is Beterbiev? You talking about the light heavyweight?
Yeah, 175.
Oh, the killer. Yeah. That's why Andre Ward retired. He had Bivol and that dude on his ass. He got out. The walls was closing in on him.
That's the fight we need to see at 175 is Bivol and Beterbiev. If that don't happen next year, that's a shame, man, because that's an undisputed fight that we need to see.
Yep. Nowhere to go. They got nowhere to go.
Yep.
Disprove a duck.
Yeah, but it looks like the politics are going to get
like
in the
heavyweight, man. We need Usyk and Fury. What do you guys think of Usyk and Fury?
Hell of
Fury
a fight
all day.
But now they're trying to make it. Now they're trying to put Hrgovic in Usyk's way, so he might have to drop one of his belts.
Mate, Hrgovic was given a gift against Big Bang. Big
That was
Bang
a
beat
good
him all
one.
day.
Man, I think I think Usyk should force Tyson Fury hand, go in there with Wilder, like because that's what Fury trying to dangle Wilder in front of him.
Well,
If
no,
he beat
Fury
Wilder,
and Usyk are fighting. They're already working on it. From what I
Yeah,
heard, they
that's a
already have a
given.
date and everything.
Yeah, I reckon too, mate. I reckon we're going to get Wilder Fury 4. I can see it. I can see it.
Well, that's
And
if
it's a
he
shame. We
beats
should be seeing
Usyk.
undisputed. We should be seeing undisputed at heavyweight. Was Lennox Lewis the last undisputed heavyweight?
I think
yep,
so.
That's a
yep.
crying shame. This day and age, in 2022, we have not seen a fucking undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis, man.
But we should be
Wow.
getting it if the IBF is. I think it's the IBF that is trying to force Hrgovic on Usyk before Fury.
Yep. Usyk fucking dog walks Hrgovic.
And if Tyson Fury, see, he got to get this victory, then he can walk away as, like he said, the greatest of all time. You want when you win this boxing game, you want to be the best ever to put on the glove, like Sugar Ray Robinson. So you beat Tyson Fury. I mean, you beat Vladimir Klitschko, you beat Wilder, then you beat Usyk, and then you walk off in the sunset as the
Yeah, but
greatest.
there's
He
still
gonna go.
Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce is still there. There's
No,
still
no, you
questions
don't
there.
have to fight Joe. Let the other people handle him. The Wilder can fight him.
Yeah.
You fight for the undisputed, and then you leave the game forever. That's how you leave the game. Don't keep the
Yeah,
Joe
but you know,
Joyce. You mess around and lose.
heavyweights don't take a champion fight and then a cherry pick, mate. That's not how heavyweights move. And the way Tyson Fury moves fucking shits me to tears. He'll take one good fight and then he'll take 2 cherry picks.
Yep,
And
that's how he preserve his career.
yeah, that's bullshit.
That's genius. Look
bullshit.
at him. He got 100 million in the bank doing that.
Oh, of course, yeah. I just, as a fight fan, as a fan of the sport, I just don't like how guys move like that, man. If you're injured, right? If the only way I see you getting a pass for a cherry pick is if you have an injury, you're out of the sport for 6 or 8 months. Say you break your hand or something, you're out of the sport for 6 or 8 months, and then you come back and then you need a tune-up fight to get back to that level. But I don't see you go from champion to loser to loser to champion. I don't. That don't wash for me.
That's the only way you can last in the game.
And you got when you got grandkids sitting on your knee and they're saying, "Granddad, why didn't you fight that fucking Joe Joyce when you're in your prime? How come you fought this fucking idiot? How come
You putting too much on him, man.
3 times?"
So you telling me y'all gotta beat Usyk and I gotta beat Joe Joyce? That's too much. Now you asking for too much.
Yep. There's questions out there. The questions have to be answered.
He's too old to keep fighting. He has to get. That's like Floyd Mayweather ducked Keith Thurman because he was too old to get in there with the young lion. He gonna be too old if he beat Usyk. Now let the other guys have it. You retire and let Wilder and them fight him, man. You can't fight all of them. That's how you get beat. You want to retire undefeated. You got to make sure you don't never lose a fight. You got to make sure you can't walk away with no losses in this boxing game, especially as a heavyweight champion.
Yeah, well, when there's questions to be asked, questions to be answered, mate, there's no excuse.
Did you see what Leon Spinks did? You seen it?
Yep.
You see what he did to Ali? The man couldn't even talk no more, just shaking from a 7-0 guy.
Yep.
That's that you gotta present. You gotta think. Usyk, he should have retired after the Wilder fight. Now he fight. He knocked out Dillian White. He got to fight Derek Chisora, then undisputed.
Yeah, but we didn't need to see Derek Chisora 2, let alone Derek Chisora 3.
You need 3. Derek Chisora got to eat. How else is he going to eat out here in these streets?
Yeah, but we can go and fight someone else.
They not going to pay like Tyson. You making millions. That's the highest payday. Don't you think that's the highest payday he ever got is Tyson Fury, the 3 fights?
Yeah, he's doing his mate a favor. That's all he's doing.
Canelo, Triple G. Same thing. We trying to. That's the only reason Fury and Wilder keep fighting each other. Wilder like, man, I need another payday. Fury like, okay. That's the only way. Because how you gonna sell a 4th fight? That's gonna be unprecedented. I've never seen a 4th fight and it's only been. You got to win one. Both of the guys got to win for you to have 4 fights or a draw or something. You got to make sure you go out here and you win every fight you are in by any means necessary. You can't lose. You see Tank Davis, he's scared to fight anybody, and he's young. He won't even fight none of the main guys. And he's a young guy.
Nah, but that's the PBC blueprint, mate. If you haven't worked that out already, look at everyone in the PBC, mate. They all keep fights in-house. They don't fight. They don't co-promote. That's why we don't see champion fighting champion. And you know, in all honesty, I don't see Spence and Crawford can't be made by now, man. It's not getting made.
But remember Garcia Thurman, they was champions, right? They made the unification bout. They the one brought it together.
Yeah, when was that? When was that?
Right. Yep.
You know, when Floyd came out and said we work smarter, not harder, we're keeping fights in-house. They're trying to keep all that bag. You know, they want to keep using their own guys. That's why I can see Tank and Pitbull too. That's, you know, look, I just see them running the same race. All these guys in the same division, just that PBC just going to keep feeding bum after bum.
But if you Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, you got to force them guys to fight you. You just like he made Kambosos fight him, he got to make Tank Davis fight him. He got to make Lopez. If you don't, that's the only way they're going to get the fights. Kambosos can't believe that Devin signed the contract. He signed that bullshit? 2 fights? That's how you got to do it. Lennox Lewis signed a bullshit contract just because he knew he could whoop Holyfield ass. $10 million. He deserved way more than $10 million, but he took the low ball just to get in the ring.
But you know what, mate? Devin Haney's wired like a true champion boxer. He's fighting for legacy. He's not fighting for because he knows money's going to come. Look at him. He's undisputed.
Yep.
Now they all got to come to him. Mate, I'll tell you, if he signs this Lomachenko fight and wins, which I think he's got a really good chance of beating Lomachenko, because let's face it, Lomachenko's been a shell of himself in his last couple of fights. Like I don't see the Matrix being the Matrix that he was. I think he might be past it. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but I think if Haney gets Loma on his name, man, and then moves up to 140, the sky's the limit for the kid, mate. It really is. At 24 years of age and just kicking ass and taking names. I mean, you can say what you want about his fighting style and about, you know, but he's got the sweet science down to a fine art, mate. He's hit and not be hit.
But you got to remember, he has to win that fight. That's he can't, because a loss could end his career. He'd be like, they can't lose at this tender age. That's why Lopez looking crazy, because they too immature to take losses. So Devin, if he lose the Lomo, that's gonna be it's gonna hurt his pride. So you got to win that fight, and it's against a tie. I think if he fights Lomo gonna be at the best he ever been. With the experience.
He's got to be. Loma's got to be at his best. Jermaine Ortiz gave him a hell of a fight, man. And people don't give Jermaine Ortiz credit. But I'll tell you what, I think Jermaine Ortiz, I think he's top 5, 135. I see him beating a lot of dudes in 135, man.
Yep. Yeah, Lomo, that's what I'm saying. Lomo ain't, that's an illusion. When they say that he's good, he just was in there with a young whippersnapper. So it made him look like he was old, but he's real. He hasn't lost. He's just as good as he ever been. Don't fall for that. Now, if Devin Haney trained like that, like he passed it, then he'll lose. You got to fight like this is the best Matrix. I'm fighting Keanu Reeves. That's what I had Keanu Reeves in the training camp. Because this is a must win. Just like Kambosos. If Kambosos whip that ass, get the decision it's over for Devin. They're gonna be like, you lost. He gotta beat Lomo.
Yep, exactly. And mate, if Devin takes that fight, like going from Kambosos to Loma, hats off to the dude, man. He's not taking no tune-up, no cherry pick. He's moving from the undisputed champion. Well, you can argue if George was undisputed or whatever fluke you may call it. He beat him. He beat the guy that beat the guy. And now look at him. He's got a fight against Loma, and the sky's the limit for the kid, mate. I can see him shaping up a mega fight with Teofimo at 140. If Tszyu can go on a bit of a winning streak and actually fight someone with a bit of substance at 140, I think that'll set him up for a good fight. I don't think there's anything left for him at 135, except Shakur.
And you see what hurt Lomachenko was Orlando Salido. In his second fight, he taught him how to lose. He didn't need to. You don't, just like if Lomachenko gets in there and shines on Devin, he'll teach him how to lose at an early age. So then he'll become more susceptible to losing, like Zab Judah. But if they don't learn how to lose, they unstoppable and they can't be beat. Is Tank Davis gonna run in there? They putting them in there with so many soft touches. When they put him in there with a high class A-list, I think he gonna get white mouth. He gonna get beat so bad. Too. Yeah. You put him in there with these guys that got all this experience, he's not getting the experience with the elite guys. That's gonna come back to bite him.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Yeah. Put him in there. He should have had to tune up with the 140 guy, Barrios, then went right to Josh Taylor. Took the undisputed. Now you got a bona fide superstar.
Yeah, damn right.
Right. You ain't got to talk it then as you showed it. But I'm going to go back down to 135 and fight Rolly. What the hell? Oh, y'all just playing with me. This Rocky 3.
That's a good analogy.
That's the whole game. That's boxing. When it's Rocky 3, they not really going after it. It's just theatrics.
Yep. Yeah, I agree, bro.
You seen how they did them, man. You go in there, you gotta win. That's the toughest fight for Haney. And that's why Lomo trying to mind trick him like, damn, you a heavyweight. So he trying to already just throw his mind off like, oh, he's scared. But that's just Lomo trying to get in his mind, get him overconfident.
Yep. And you can't tell me that Bob Arum didn't sign Devin on a 3-fight deal to set this fight up now with Loma. Bob's just sitting at home licking his lips, just going, here we go. This is the fight he wanted. He's got the youngest undisputed champion against the Matrix.
And he needs Lomo to beat that ass on the last fight of the contract. See what I mean? He need him to beat.
Yep.
What do you think Haney on the last
Devin
fight?
does after that? What do you think Devin does
after a loss or a W?
Say he beats Loma. He's
gonna have to go up to 140.
Yeah, I don't see him sticking around to fight Shakur.
Nah, they can't fight each other. That's the one. That's the two that got to knock off people and then meet up at 140, 147. But they need to knock off people. They need to be like tag team partners right now. They don't need to fight. They need let one of them fight Tank, one of them fight Lomo. So let Shakur fight Tank.
Yep.
That's real boxing.
Yeah, I got Shakur piece. I got Shakur pointing Tank big time.
Yeah, that's the fight right there. You force Tank into that. Just all you got to do is talk shit because they both young. You can get Tank into a fight. Just go fuck his bitch. Y'all both millionaire. Hey, you see how Mr. T got the fight with Rocky? He said that's a good girl. He's like, look at the girl. He made it personal. Rocky like, man, make the fight, man. I'm about to whip his ass. Mohawk having ass. That's how you got to do it, brother. I'm telling you. You can make it, but like you said, you got to do it yourself. You got to talk him into it. Make it personal.
Yep. I mean, man, 140 is stacked with talent. 140 is stacked. You got Catterall, Taylor, Lopez. Don't forget the Aussie Liam Paro. Liam Paro's there. He wants to give Teofimo some more mental issues. He wants another. There's another Aussie nipping at his heels there. He's ranked number 2 in the WBO. We got Regis. Man, it's crazy. Zapata. It's a really well stacked division at 140.
And Lopez, he's a Hall of Famer who lost too early that never became a Hall of Famer, like Adrian Broner. You can't lose at that age. It fucked him up.
It did.
Now
It did.
Yeah, he was gonna be one of the greatest you ever seen because he got the big counter punches, big right hand, left hook. Come on, man, you can't lose that early.
He needs someone in his corner that won't tell him lies, mate. That's what Tszyu needs. In my opinion, he needs to get rid of his dad, get someone in his corner that's going to tell him the truth, not tell him fucking lies.
Damn. Yep, you're right. And I like his dad too, man. I
think he's got more charisma than fucking R2D2, mate. He's brilliant. I think he's good for the sport, but I think he needs to step back and let someone take over in his corner, and just be the mouthpiece, you know.
Listen, if he had as much control over Lopez as Bill had over Devin, he would have beat Kambosos. Yeah. His daddy going in there, man, knock him out, boy, knock him out, son. Hit him with the punch. He said, hit him with the punch. I said, what the hell kind of trick? He was good up until I don't understand, man.
Well, he was telling him he was winning rounds and he was clearly losing too. Like,
exactly.
You know,
I've never seen a father do that.
No, yeah. I don't know why he needs to lie to his son, but he must have thought he was going to knock him out. I think he thought he was going to knock out George Kambosos.
Yeah, like you said, that's why you saying he need to be out the ring because he's giving them bad advice. Win the fight. We don't need a knockout. Just win. The knockout gonna come naturally.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he would have knocked out Kambosos easy.
David Benavidez' father, Jose Benavidez, another good, you know, character in the sport. I just love how his dad talks so much shit that, you know, David's got to come in and back it up, man. You know, some of these guys' fathers are brilliant for the sport.
Yeah, this guy you talking about, a guy that could have retired undefeated. You got to think, we looking for pure greatness. And when I say greatness, the greatest ever to put on the gloves. Right now is Money Mayweather. But you could have somebody better than Mayweather. They could seal their legacy better than him at 50-0. And you don't need 50 fights to be better.
No, but you need to have a resume that, like I was saying about, you know, Tyson Fury, when you're old, because you know what, when you're old and you're sitting back with your grandkids and you're looking over your resume, I'll give me legacy any day, mate, because that's what people are going to talk about. They're going to talk about the fights you had and how much of a monster you were, moving from killer to killer to killer. Not going from killer to fucking Uber driver to fucking, you know, a porter at Caesar's Palace to a fucking sandwich maker at Subway.
But remember, he's one fight away from being the greatest heavyweight of all time. So that's a lot of people. You over Jack Johnson, over Joe Louis, over Rocky Marciano, over Muhammad Ali, over Mike Tyson, over Holyfield, over Lennox Lewis. You would be the greatest. And you retire without a blemish. You got a draw. One draw. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not bagging the guy. I just don't like the way he moves. I think he's great. I don't think there's anyone that can beat him, but I just want the questions answered, mate.
Yeah, Usyk is the biggest question mark of them all, right?
Yep. I still think Fury's too awkward. I think he's too big. I think he just smothers him with that big bread loaf guts he's got, which I've got to give a big shout out to Tyson Fury for giving us guys with dad bods half a fucking chance in this world.
Yep. Now you got to give that credit to Wilder. Wilder woke that man up from the dead. Remember, he was in the grave, dead. He was dead in the grave. He had them CPR. He got him out the grave and made that man the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Yeah, they gonna put Wilder name on Tyson Fury tombstone. Like this the second he resurrected him from death.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, remember he was
That's true.
you out here searching for a payday. You scared. I'm like, look, we got the greatest fight of all time, Wilder and Joshua. Y'all just gonna make
Yep.
sure both of y'all lose. Now, don't nobody even give a damn about the fight. This was gonna be the best heavyweight championship fight of all time, and y'all just fucked that up, both of y'all.
Yep.
Joshua got poisoned. Remember, he got poisoned in Madison Square Garden. They done put something in Joshua water. He come out having a seizure in the walk off. Yeah, he get fucked up. Yeah, I mean, lose. His first fight in America, he gets knocked out. What the fuck? He ain't never lost to nothing. They done poisoned this man. Then Tyson Fury and Wilder go to rumbling. They have a nice draw. This motherfucker Wilder come out with a big ass Halloween costume. He got
weighing 400 pounds.
400-pound costume. He get out here. He put on, remember he put on 20, 30 pounds of muscle, right? So the rematch, you say that's where he fucked up. Now that's where he fucked up. You put on that 25 pounds of muscle. Now you too big. You needed that agility from the first fight. So he beat you easy because you had too much muscle mass on you.
Yep.
See, that's
not only
he
that,
didn't.
Man, muscle takes oxygen out of your blood, so that creates lactic acid, which guys that are built like bodybuilders, man, that they get that lactic acid build up and they can't lift their fucking arms.
Like, who the fuck was trained? That's it. You could get the victory. You got to stay just like he just fought. Fight at 210, 212. You need that against Tyson Fury. He tried to match his power. Why would you try to match Fury's power and you the one with the right hand? You got the Tommy Hearn. It don't matter how size you are. You got the shotgun. He tried to make every punch heavy.
Yeah, but let's not forget about the Sugar Hill component either in fight 2, eh? Like
the aggression,
that Kronk style.
Yeah, that's why. That's what I'm saying. That's why you could have beat Fury. He came in there with that Sugar Hill would have backfired if he would have fought the same size Wilder and from the first fight. It worked because he muscle mass with Tyson. He needed that foot. He needed to be able to get away. He had to lean on Fury. That's why he got him out of there quick. He got Wilder out of there in about 7 rounds. He was tired, getting beat on with the Sugar Hill.
Yep.
He wouldn't have went out that quick in a 210 frame.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's a match. That's a match made in heaven. That's like Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers Islands in the Stream shit, bro.
Right.
Sugar Hill and Tyson Fury. I think that's a combination that's just. I think that's just set. That's really set taking Tyson Fury to the next level. And I don't think there's anyone that can beat him. But man, I just want to see him take these fights, man. I just want to see him take Joe Joyce and and then I know he's helping a friend out with Chisora 3. I know and you know what? The British fans probably love it. Rap, you can probably vouch for that, bro. That they'll sell out the O2 Arena. Get 2, British greats in there and sell that fight out. But it's not what boxing fans want to see.
Yeah, I mean, but you got, like you said, Chisora. He's back against the wall. He got to get this money. He got to get it. Tyson Fury. He needs to prepare for Usyk. He's on his way out the door.
Yep.
Lennox Lewis, he had the war with Klitschko, left. They want him to come back to get his ass whooped. Why would he want to do that? Why? He just had a tough fight with him. That's why Roy Jones became the punching bag he is now, because he came back for the rematch with Antonio Tarver. He would have never lost. He would have retired with no losses, man.
Yep.
That's what I'm trying to tell you with Tyson Fury. You put him in there with Joe Joyce, then you put him in there with Usyk. Man, like, that's gonna be one of them guys. Because of his age, he would lose. Possibly, it's a good chance because of his age.
Yeah.
How old is Tyson?
Fury?
Got to be what, 33, 32?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But like I was saying, heavyweights can't stick around for 10, 15 years in the top division, man, just because your body just can't take it.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, I
I'm
was
back.
telling
I'm
him,
back.
man,
I'm
that
back.
yeah,
Listen to this. Let's talk about this fight that's on Saturday night. Regis Prograis, Jose Zepeda, and this fight is for the WBC super lightweight title. It's a big fight. Jose Zepeda's been looking amazing, knocking people out again. Right, he's had a few losses, but with top tier contenders. Top tier fighters. At world level, he's been fighting consistently. Now we got Regis Prograis, who's hungry since the Josh Taylor loss. Now this is a fight that we need to talk about because this fight is happening. This echoes, man. Who's echoes? Where's
I'm
the
on
echoes
mute,
coming
bro.
from? Anyway, this is a big fight, man. Let's talk to you, Cole, about this fight.
Yeah, I got Regis, bro. I just think he'll outclass him, and I think his output, his high percentage puncher, I just see he's explosive. Like he is just a really in your face top fighter. I like Jose Zepeda, but I just see Regis Prograis just going to. Would you talk about levels in boxing, bro? I think we're going to see that on Saturday.
Zepeda never lost, right?
No, Zepeda's lost to Ramirez. Zepeda's lost to a couple of fighters.
Oh. And Regis lost to Josh Taylor.
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough one, man. I can't. Oh, see, I don't think I seen Zepeda.
I was saying before, rap, like 140, man, is stacked.
Yeah.
It is stacked solid with some really good competition.
Yep.
And, don't forget we're going to have Devin moving up there soon. There's a little Aussie guy, Liam Paro, man, that just beat Brock Jarvis, Jeff Fennick's fighter. I thought Brock Jarvis was the next greatest fucking Australian boxer, but, man, Liam Paro knocked him out in the first round. Brock Jarvis came in with, I don't know what he was planning on doing, but he just came in all guns blazing, and Liam knocked him the fuck out, man. And Liam's elevated himself to number 2 in the WBO. And I think, man, I think he gives everyone. I think he gives Catterall. I think he gives Taylor trouble. I think he fucking beats Lopez. So, 140, man, is the division that I'm keen on keeping an eye on for the next 2 years.
Damn, you say he beat Lopez? Damn. Oh, man. That's my favorite fight. One of my favorites, man. Lopez. Jesus.
Yeah, man, you go watch some film study. You go watch this Liam Paro kid, man. He's a little guy, but fuck, he is explosive. And he's real quiet. Like, he's like Bud Crawford. He doesn't do interviews. Like, he's not really good. He doesn't promote himself well. But he lets his fucking hands do the talking in that ring, man.
Yeah, that don't make no sense, man. For these guys to be on Crawford, it don't matter if you could talk. You gotta have the people that can speak for you at least. I mean, they don't have nobody. They don't even care.
Yep. Yeah, they let their hands do the talking, bro. But the trouble is,
you need a promoter though.
You need the shit. You need the shit talk. The shit talk's what sell fights, man.
Yep.
Look at Conor McGregor.
Thank you.
Biggest shit talker in the world, and he's
greatest,
one of the biggest sellers.
And he the best, like you said.
You got to
he the
create
number
the
one.
event.
Yep.
So that's where some of these guys. That's where they fall down. And I think George Kambosos, after the first fight where he tried calling Devin a fucking rat and a snitch, and I mean, man, that type of shit talk just didn't wash with anyone. That was the worst type of trash talk I've ever seen. That's trash talk gone wrong.
Yeah, like you said, just hire Conor McGregor to write you some shit. He the best shit talker. Like you said, he sold the Mayweather fight with his shit talking.
Yeah, of course he did.
And Mayweather wasn't the best. Like the best shit talker was Ali, of course, McGregor.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Deion Sanders, prime time. You know, you got to know how to talk that noise. Roy
Mike
Jones Jr.
Tyson. Mike Tyson wasn't a big talker.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson would just sit there and laugh and go, "We'll see on Saturday night."
he was menacing though. He was like they liked his. Yeah, he did. Yeah, you right. But when he did talk shit, he was up there with the best.
I'll never
Holyfield.
forget Peter McNeely when they stood in that ring, when that Peter McNeely tried to making poetry about Mike Tyson, and then when they stood in between that referee and he's bouncing left to right, and Tyson's fucking eyes never left his.
Yeah, that
We
was.
all know how that played out.
It's like that was a great fight there. But I mean, everybody in the world knew Peter was gonna lose, even him with the poem. Now that was a great one.
I think even Peter's family, like everyone, his whole family was there at the walkout. They were nearly in tears, like as if it was the last time they were ever going to see him.
Yeah, but like I say, now the people that you got that could break the Mayweather record as the GOAT is Terrence Crawford. If he beats Errol Spence undisputed, then he goes up and beats Charlo. He then goes down as the number one fighter of all time with Sugar Ray Robinson and Money Mayweather.
Yep.
3 undisputed.
You know, a guy like Boots Ennis, like back to the start of the show when you started about Virgil and Boots, I just see, Boots has had 29 fights. What's his biggest fight? Sergey Lipinets? Like, he needs to get out there and test the waters, man.
Did he knock out Lipinets?
I think he did, yeah.
Now Sergey he's one of the best fighters ever at 140. Only reason he lost was 147, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a great fighter. One of the best I've ever seen out there. Great defense, great offense. He was great.
Yep.
But at 147, he was a little too small, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at Virgil against when Virgil fought Mean Machine. Like Virgil made him look really average.
Virgil Ortiz beat Mean Machine, knocked him out too.
Yeah, 9th round.
Oh, I see.
They're two guys, man. Virgil and Boots are on a crash course, and man, this is another fight that we've got to see.
Yep.
And I can see this one being made because it's Golden Boy and PBC, and they do a lot of co-promoting, so that shouldn't be too hard to write that one. I just wish we seen Bud and Errol, man. I really wish we'd seen undisputed.
Yeah,
because there would have been 3 undisputed fights in 2022.
Yeah, that's the best fight ever, right there. We need that fight too good to happen.
Yeah,
we always lose the best fights ever.
It's crazy, man. It's look, all the greats of the bygone era that are in their grave. They'd be rolling in their grave, going, the fans are the ones that missed out in this fight.
Remember the middleweight, the 154 Charlo against the other guy? They both messed around and lost. The guy from DC. 154, he was the champion, man. Had the dyed hair. Looked like Odell Beckham.
Jamal.
No, not Jamal Charlo, but the other guy from DC, the one that was champion, and he lost. At 154, he was.
Someone in the chat might know.
I forgot that champion name, man. But Deontay Wilder and Joshua, that's a perfect example. They both supposed to have been undefeated. You want to lose the Fury before you fight Joshua. Why not fight? You should have had to draw, then fought Joshua, then come back to Fury. Why would the hell you want to fight Fury before you fight Joshua? That was crazy.
Yeah. All right, listen, guys. I want to talk about fights coming up now. David Benavidez said today that people don't need to believe anything, but I'm going to beat the fuck out of Caleb Plant. David Benavidez says that I am a man who's going to put a beating on him. I'm going to stop him, and I'm going to beat him better than Canelo did. Now, I'm going to start this conversation Do you believe in what David Benavidez is saying? I'll start with you, Mastermind. Do you think David Benavidez can stop Caleb Plant? Because for me, I'm going to say this. David Benavidez is a more of an aggressive and combination punches. And David believes that he's going to stop Caleb Plant. You know what I mean? But Caleb Plant's got better footwork. He can move around. Caleb Plant can, he can, fight from the back, the back foot. And, he can take his spots. Whereas David Benavidez is going to come one-sided, one way, and constantly keep coming like a juggernaut. David Benavidez is like a juggernaut. He is like Joe Joyce. If you can't stop David Benavidez, he's going to keep coming. So, at this point, right now, would you think that David Benavidez has been getting his way with most fighters and stopping them later on in the fight? Do you think he can stop Caleb Plant, Carl?
Yeah, I think he can.
You think he can stop him, yeah?
Yeah, I think he stops him.
How does he stop him?
I think he stops him. I think just with the pressure and like it's just the body work and his high tempo. Like he runs at he boxes at a high tempo and punches in bunches, and he has got some power, man. He's got some power, and I think if you want to talk about Plant's win over Durrell and about how he knocked him out, and Benavidez won't fight like Durrell, man. Benavidez has got some fucking heat behind those gloves, man, and if I tell you what, if Caleb can lap it up, I got Benavidez by UD, but I just see him knocking him out.
Wow, so no matter how much Caleb Plant boxes, no matter how much he keeps trying to stay at a distance, at some point, David's going to close the distance and take it to Caleb Plant and hurt him and then possibly stop him.
Yep.
But Canelo took 11 rounds. Like Halim said, my brethren Halim, he said Canelo took 11 rounds, Rapstar. Ain't going to be easy.
No, it's a hell of a fight, man. It's a great fight. This is the fights we need to see. This is a great fucking fight. Thank God. Finally, the matchmaker's got something right. Thank God we finally got a fight that we want to see. The matchmakers of late, mate, need to be put in front of a fucking firing squad like the Barley Nine and just fucking executed, because some of these matches we've been given are fucking garbage. Yeah. This is a fucking good fight.
And people agree with you. General says this is an exciting fucking fight. We need this fight. Halim says he will stop Plant and he will fight. He will fight punch after punch. He will throw a punch after punch, and his punches and his barrages and his punches with bunches will be too much, and it will overwhelm Caleb Plant.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Annoying. Yeah, Hawker Mustang says Mirage is annoying. This fight, Plant will have some tricks.
He's gonna need him. He's gonna need concrete in them fucking gloves.
Yeah. Hey man, this is a good fight, people. David Benavidez, Caleb Plant. The winner fights Canelo Alvarez. Is David Benavidez gonna do what he said he's gonna do? David Benavidez keeps telling the world that he's going to do something to Caleb Plant here. Do you believe David Benavidez is going to stop Caleb Plant? That's the big question, bro. Do you believe it is the question?
The good thing for Plant, coming off that win, he's going to have a lot of confidence, bro. He's going to come into this Benavidez fight really high in confidence because he scored a fucking good knockout. He scored a really good stoppage, and then he dug his fucking grave for him. I think he's going to come in really confident, but I think he's going to keep his head on his shoulders.
Let's listen to what he's saying.
This is a fight that we've been wanting for a long time, and fans have been wanting for a long time. So I'm happy it's finally happening.
How long have you dreamed about being in fights like this? Like you said, headlining in the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I've dreamt of stuff like this since I was a little kid. So me finally finally getting the opportunity that, you know, I've always wanted to be in. It just lets me know that I've been doing everything right. So, you know, right now that we finally got to this point, we're going to keep working hard and we're going to have a great training camp. And this is probably going to be one of the best fights of my career so far.
You know, there's a lot of bad blood in this fight. How do you make those emotions, you know, help you in this fight and not let them hurt you?
Well, you know, I think I feel like I've had enough experience up to this point that I know how to, you know, take the personal away from the, you know, from the bad blood, you know. So, I mean, you know, the main goal for this fight, you know, is to go in there and put a beating on Caleb Plant, but I'm not going to go out there and do anything that I haven't done before. You know, I'm not going to go out there and be wild and, you know, just be swinging for the fences. I want to be aggressive, but it's definitely going to be calculated, and everything I do is going to be calculated too. And, you know, we're just going to use that bad blood, you know, for more motivation to go out there and get the job done. You know, I mean, I know it's not going to be an easy fight. You know, Caleb is a good fighter. He's a good defensive fighter. But I feel like overall I'm stronger, faster. You know, I think better, and, you know, I have more punching power. So I feel like everything I do, you know, it's gonna work in this fight. You know, body shots, you know, speed, punches and bunches, combinations of jabs. I feel like it's all gonna work, and it's all gonna break Caleb Plant down. And, you know, I feel like
So you heard that, right? It's speed, punches and bunches, and his jab and his overwhelming on Caleb Plant is what David Benavidez is already giving you his game plan. He said Caleb Plant can do all the. He goes, he's a good defensive fighter. Yeah, he can fight as well. He goes, I'm not going to be stupid. But when I take it to Caleb Plant, David Benavidez is already telling you his game plan. That his speed and his consistency, his combinations, his jab, and his work rate and his punches and bunches is going to be too much for Caleb Plant. What do you think about that, Cole?
Yeah, 100%, man. I spoke with David Benavidez last week on another panel, and I asked him, I said, you know, I gave his old man a shout out. I said, man, I just want to, I don't know if you heard me before talking to the other guy, but talking about fathers in the sport that, you know, that really hype up their sons. And, man, fucking Jose Benavidez is one of the best. And I said to him, man, shout out to your dad. And he said, man, I feel like my dad talks that much shit that I've got to take all these fights, you know, like, but he just, I said, who do you think gives you the most trouble at 168? And he said, no one. He said, no one. I want it all. I want every one of them. So, man, that he's ready, man. He mentally, I think David Benavidez is just that level above Caleb Plant. And I want to see fucking Benavidez and Canelo. I want to see that fucking fight.
Yeah, man. I got to tell you, bro, I'm excited as well. David Benavidez seems like a possessed child.
He is, man.
David
Yeah, dead
Benavidez
right.
looks like he's possessed.
Mm.
You know?
That's a fact.
And I'll tell you something, it's going to be a good fight. Caleb Plant ain't fucking around, though. And you got to respect Caleb Plant because he's coming for the smoke. Caleb Plant is the man who signed the contract first.
Yep.
Caleb Plant took the contract to them. So Caleb Plant wants to fight.
Bro. He just come off a fucking great win. Like, let's make no mistake about it. Like,
yeah,
he made Durrell look like a fucking very average C-grade, C-level fighter. And he dug his fucking grave for him. And he's, you know, look, shout out to the dude, man. His confidence is up. He's just had a hell of a win. He'll come into this fight confident, but I hope not too confident because, yeah, David Benavidez is a different monster to Durrell, man. He's a Mexican monster.
I'll tell you that now, man. It ain't going to be that easy fight for a Mexican monster. He could get outboxed.
Nah.
Mexican monster might get outboxed. Can Caleb Plant win 7 rounds? And when it gets tough, and when David Benavidez always comes on strong in the later rounds, and if Caleb Plant, listen to me carefully, ladies and gentlemen, if Caleb Plant can weather the storm and he can take the last few rounds, even if he loses those rounds and he's winning on scorecards early on, can Caleb Plant weather the storm when David Benavidez is going in full force with all guns blazing with everything he's got towards round 9, round 10, round 11. That's when Kalen Plant is going to be tested, and he's going to be able to need to take what's coming. Do you understand, Cole?
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Yeah.
David can't get off to a slow start, and he knows that, man. He's
Yeah.
he's evolving as a fighter, man. He's learned lessons, like he's I think he's ready, and I'm probably starting to sound a little bit like Mirage, but I think Benavidez is that type of boxer, and he's that level, Thank fuck he's not here right now, because all we'd be hearing is all this fucking Benavidez this and Benavidez that. But I really see Benavidez as the winner in this fight, and I think that's lining us up for a super fight with Canelo, man. I hope Canelo takes the Benavidez fight, because to me that's one fight that, man, I'll be sitting there like a dog with two dicks.
It's like the story's already written and the book's already there. That David Benavidez beats Kalen Plant and stops him better than Canelo Alvarez. And then, ultimately, if David Benavidez beats Kalen Plant, then there's only one thing left. Ain't nobody give a fuck about anybody else. Canelo Alvarez will have to come back out of his injury and answer questions. If David Benavidez beats Kalen Plant and he puts a beating on him, Canelo Alvarez will have to answer questions. And if Canelo Alvarez will come and face David Benavidez, that will be a monster fight for 2023, Carl.
Fuck yeah.
That will be the fight that everybody want to see. If David Benavidez puts a beating on Kalen Plant.
Yep.
That is the fight. The ultimate fight will be Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez, bro.
Yeah, then there's what's left at 168 after that? Bivol? Will Bivol come down? Will Benavidez move up?
What about David Morrell Jr.? David Morrell looks vicious.
Oh yeah, got David Morrell. Yeah. There's definitely another one for him. That's another hell of a matchup, man. Like David Morrell, what, 7 fights, 8 fights?
But this is the story, innit? This is how the book's supposed to be written. 2023 mega fight, $100 million for Canelo. I mean, $100 million fight. David Benavidez earns life-changing money. It's on Canelo versus David Benavidez, 2023, bro. And then David Morrell Jr. is in the mix.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
Shit's about to get vicious now.
Yeah, hey, and I want to give a shout out to Ados Yabusanoli too, man. He's out of intensive care and he's on the road to recovery. So peace to you, brother. And he'll probably never fight again, but I'm glad he's all right, man, and he gets to go home and see his family.
Yeah, we were praying the other night, man. So that's a great news, and we were talking about it the other day. Anyway, we knew about that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's great news. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. But Morrell's the monster in waiting, isn't he? You know,
he is.
He's the Puerto Rican Punisher. There you go. I've just given him a nickname.
Yeah, don't fuck with David Morrell. He's the real deal.
Man, he is. And for a guy that's
go on.
Oh, just saying, man. Have you ever seen it? A guy that's had seven fights in the middleweight division and just an absolute fucking destroyer. Like he's just a body snatcher. Like, oh man, the way they're moving him. Who's his trainer?
I don't know who's David Morrell Jr.'s trainer. I thought it was Ronnie Shields was in this.
I thought it was Ronnie Shields. Yeah,
Ronnie Shields was there as well.
Yeah. I mean, what a legend in Ronnie, having Ronnie in your corner, mate. Like, he's not going to give you any bad advice.
No, I mean, I think he's with someone else as well. I don't know the other guys.
I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks lethal, that David Morrell, doesn't he? Let me get a picture of him.
Yeah, he's a champion in the like he's got his ticket, mate. He's next in line, you know. And people say, you know, they talk about people moving people too early, but I don't know, man. He's the type of guy that probably only needs 20 fights on his record, and he'll be a world champ. You know, he could even be undisputed, man. Who knows? The sky's the limit with David Morrell.
Yeah, how good is David Morrell, bro?
Oh, sky's the limit, bro. Sky's the limit.
We really don't even know how good this man can be. I mean, this man's looking like the real deal, and at the end of the day, you know, he got skills and, you know, everything with it, but, you know, it's his time. He's a WBA regular champion, isn't he?
Yep.
He's got the regular title.
In 7 fights.
7 fucking fights. The man's already a champion.
Have you, like, you don't, that's unheard of, bro. And who's next for Morrell? Well, who do they put Morrell up against next, man? They're gonna put him up against some competition after what he did to Ados, bro. They're gonna see what sort of damage he did, and you know, and he's just a nice guy, man. You see him carry him back to his corner at the end of the fight, like he's just a good dude, man. And you can't not like that about the guy, you know, like humble outside of the ring and humble in it as well, man. I like the guy.
Yeah, good fighter, bro. He's looking like he's got everything in place. David Morrell Jr. looks like the real deal. And the man looks like he's coming for everybody. I mean, he says he wants to fight David Benavidez. And he said, I want that David Benavidez fight. So, you know, at the end of the day, you got to acknowledge him as well.
Yeah, bloody oath. Yeah, he's like I was saying, bro. He's a champion with a ticket in his hand, and he's ready to get it stamped. He's ready for the big show. Yeah, I like him, man. I think he's a serious threat to anyone. Canelo, Benavidez, Plant. You can put him up against any of them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, who else you got at 168? I mean, I know we got Zach Parker and John Ryder, and that's another fight they're having. But you got Demetrius Andrade. You got Andrade at 168.
Yeah, but who the fuck's he fighting?
No one.
You know, I don't know how you can keep defending this guy, man. He's just got to get in there and even get a tune-up. Well, he's going to have a tune-up now because he hasn't fought for 12 months. And Jamal Charlo, man, like nearly 18 months the guy hasn't been in the ring for. Who do you think's the king of the 160 division right now, Rapstar?
We got Jamal Charlo. No, Jamal. And we got Jamal and Golovkin.
Yeah, so you got to give it to Golovkin, a 40-year-old, like,
Golovkin.
Yeah.
Golovkin.
Well, Charlo, like, how can he keep hanging on to his title, man? Like 18 months. Fuck, come on. And now he's saying he's got marital issues. He's going through a divorce. So he's got mental issues. For fuck's sake. So we mightn't see him fight again for another 6 or 12 months. It's really sad, bro. Fucking sad.
Yeah, I want to know your views on this before I close down the show. Now, we got a big fight coming up. And I want to know your view on this fight in a minute. Give me a sec. Let me get the fight.
I think I know where you're going.
We'll see.
I hope it's where I think you're going.
We'll see. You better be ready for this fight, mate. And
All right.
I want to see if after a long time, and we know that recently one of your fighters has come in and done something serious, which is
Yeah, that's exactly where I thought you were fucking going, man.
yeah.
Don't sleep on my boy Tim Tszyu, eh? I'm telling
Hey,
you
mate,
now,
listen, comes from a good DNA. Hey, listen, Tim Tsz유's
fucking
a
oath.
hungry boy. Aussie.
Yeah.
Australia's in the
Oi,
building.
oi.
We got
Let,
Australia in the building. Can Australia beat America? Can
fucking oath
Australia
they can.
come and beat America? Can
Fuck
this
yeah,
guy? Can this guy do the underdog? Can he shock the world? I want to motherfucking know from an Aussie. And I want to know from
fucking oath
Mirage.
he can.
Where the fuck is Mirage the cunt? Stop coming out your fucking shadow, Mirage, you cunt. Get out your shadow. Go on, mate.
Fucking oath. Hey, let me tell you something. Charlo better not sleep on Tim and come in there thinking he's going to do like Teofimo Lopez did with George, man, because I'm going to tell you now, Tim Tszyu, man, he's going to come in there. He might get dropped. He's got a fucking hell of a chin. He can take a lot of punishment, man, but he can also dish it out too. So, and this is another thing. This is the first time Tim Tszyu has had his father Costa in his corner since his first ever pro fight. This is the first time Costa Tszyu's been in Tim's corner since his first professional fight. He's got his fucking dad back from Russia. His dad's in his corner, man. He's training the fucking house down. Tim's got one thing on his mind, man, and that's fucking undisputed. And make no mistake about it, man. The no limit boy, Tim Tszyu, he's coming in there for them fucking straps. And Jamal want to make sure he's fucking coming in there to fight, bro. Don't look past this kid. Don't look past Tim Tszyu. Do it at your own fucking peril. And we'll have another undisputed fucking Australian champion come January 28th. Don't sleep on my boy Tim Tszyu. I'm telling you now, Jamal, because that boy's like a thief in the fucking night. He will come home with all them straps.
Wow. Now, either Tim Tszyu is either the real deal and he's going to fight for his father's legacy, or is Jamel Charlo just too accomplished? Is Jamel Charlo just too much like he is for everyone? This fight's going down. You know, Jamel Charlo is the favorite, but Tim Tszyu is coming. The fight is here.
Yeah, man.
Let's go. I'm ready for the fight, bro. Let's see if this guy can do anything for his legend dad. His dad's a legend. Tim Tszyu's been doing well. He's unbeaten. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is an underdog who wants it more. He wants it, but
he's hungry.
You know, Jamel Charlo is that guy. He's the number one top dog, pound for pound fighter. So let's remember that. It's a big task. It's a massive task for Australians. But can Australia turn round the clock and beat America? Can Australians beat American and take all the titles, bruv? That's what it is.
I'm saying fuck yes.
Go on, mate. Got to support your own.
Fucking oath you do, bro. And he's a good lad, man. He's a humble dude. He's humble out of the ring. He's just he's just a spit out of his father's mouth, mate. He speaks well. He's not a punk. You know, he's been shaped, and you know what? They held him back. And then when he fought Terrell Gashau, Terrell Gashau dropped him, no doubt. But he got back up, and what the fuck did he do to him, man? He punished that man. So I just hope, personally, I hope Charlo is overlooking him, because he'll do that at his own peril, and he won't be undisputed for very fucking long.
And Charlo has lost to lesser fighters, like, even if you ask me, Tony Harrison.
Yep.
Charlo, when he has not been on focus, he can lose.
Yep.
Right. He nearly lost against Brian Castano, the first fight.
Yep.
So when Charlo takes his eye off the ball, or he's not 100%, he can lose. So like Tony Harrison did it to Charlo, can Tim Tszyu shock the world? Because hey, listen, Tony Harrison did it.
Yep. I'm telling you, man.
Yep.
Tim's ready, man. He's fucking ready, and he's ready right now. Like, he is training the house down, man. He's hungry, mate. He wants to eat. Man, and he's going to feed
undisputed, bro.
He's feeding up. He's having lion meat for dinner.
Hey, respect to the Aussies. Hey, look, man, you got your guy representing Tszyu. He's on it. Charlo, the top dog. It's on January. Yeah, mate, the fight's on, bro. It's a big fight. And
Yep.
hey, may the best man win. No?
Yeah, exactly, man. You know what? I won't be upset because, you know, Charlo's a hell of a fighter, man. Let's make no mistake about it. Like, of the two brothers, he is the absolute killer.
Yeah.
He's deserved champion. I got to rock with my countryman on this one, man. Because
Yeah.
I'm not a fanboy of Tim, but Tim's just a hell of a nice guy, man. And he epitomizes what Aussie people are, mate. Humble people, and doing good things, man. So I'm looking forward to this fight, man. And I'm going to be like a dog with two dicks on January the 28th.
All right, let's go, mate. And don't be a stranger anymore, bruv.
Never. Thanks for having me, Rap. Much respect, bro.
Yeah, man. Much respect to you. And
hit the fucking like, you cunts.
Yeah, tell him, bruv.
Hit the fucking like for my boy Rapstar.
Yeah, respect to you, man. And I'll catch you on the next live.
Peace out, my bro.
Yeah, man. And look, at the end of the day, anything can happen. It's boxing.
That's it. It's boxing. Peace, bro.
Peace. And, you know, like Hawker Mustang says, he's rooting for Tszyu to beat Charlo too. But he favours Jamel Charlo to win. At the end of the day, you got to keep it logical. Jamel Charlo is the A side. He's the favourite. Tszyu, this is a big ask. Massive ask. But I told you this. If Tony Harrison can beat Jamel Charlo, and Jamel is not 100% or good great on that night, and Brian Castano can nearly beat Jamel Charlo in the first fight, then Tszyu got a chance to beat Jamel Charlo. But on that note, I'm going to catch everybody on the next live. I'll see you guys soon, yeah? You guys be safe and don't get into no trouble. Peace out. You've been listening to Rapstar.
Right, what's going on here, Donny's on the next? Barry's actually going to propose to Sandra. Sandra has been giving Barry mad head lately, and he's witch, yeah? He's doing this behind the back of the boys because they know, yeah, they would have cussed him out for proposing to Sandra. Tracy had one job to do, and that was to record it. But she's all over the bloody place. Barry's clocked that she didn't get the footage, so he's going to propose to Sandra again. Oh, for fuck's sake, Tracy! What's going on?
What up?
How are you?
I'm great.
Can we meet you?
My name is Tunde Tupac, aka the Rap Killer.
Tunde Tupac.
The Rap Flexer. Kill them all.
Your name is
Tunde Tupac.
Tunde Tupac.
You can write the Rap Killer there.
But Tunde is your name. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Tunde, with your dressing, I know the kind of song that you're about to present.
Yes.
So you want to tell us about it?
Just rap game. I kill the rap game because the haters want us down, but they're not going to get us.
You don't need to tell us about the haters now.
Rappers, right? You're a rapper.
A rapper.
Good. Let's hear you.
Check it. Ha ha. Check it. Ha ha. Check it. Check it. Check it. I rule everywhere. I rule. They want to take me down, but they cannot take me down. Yeah. I rule New York. I rule Lagos to Atlanta. We go to Chicago. Check me out. Check my game. My game is tight. All the haters, I shoot them in the brain. Pull up. I've been around with my guys, 50 Cent, Tupac, Biggie, Snoop Dogg. We're all in this game together because I kill them all. I kill Tupac and I kill Biggie. I kill them all because they can't contain my rap game. Hey! Off the hook because I'll kill you all now.
No, calm down. You killed who?
It's just a lyric. Don't fear.
Lyric.
Yeah.
Your lyric will put you in trouble. You have to be very careful. You don't just go about saying things that you don't know.
It's a rap game. That's
Oh, okay.
How old are you?
I've been in this game for more than 20 years.
How old are you?
I'm 15 years old.
What?
Just forget my age. Just focus on how long I've been in the game.
And you know